world? Hey, what it do, 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 world? Hey, what it do, 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 world? Jamon Lee, Jamon, Jamon. Yeah. Shalom, beloveds, all around the world. All around the world. It's the same song. All around the world. I'm just a walking speaker box. I will hum and whistle your ear off real quick. But what to do, world? Give me some water. Clear my throat. I gotta make sure I get all of your attention, please. Come to the front of the class. Come to the front of the class. But yeah, no, we're gonna scoop through a lot of this right quick because definitely got a bunch of stuff going on in the world. Yeah, cannot not talk about it. Can't talk about it. So yeah, we're gonna go and talk about it. This is a part of the segment that is the American crime that we see today. I don't even know where to start. I don't. I'm gonna just go random with it. Y'all just flow with me, and I'm gonna be able to wrap it up that I want to. But yeah, no, it's been a lot of crazy stuff. It's crazy. A lot of alcohol. When you look at a country's alcohol consumption, that's when you know shit ain't going as you thought. The amount of alcohol consumption right now, I don't even know. I ain't even finna look at that statistic right now. I'm gonna research it because I want to know between. I want to make sure I have that right. I don't want to just go off the top of the dome with that. But there's plenty of videos that I have not gone through. But hey, these are the crimes that are going on, and they're very clear as day that are going on. 83 is not having a good run around for right now. It's not looking good. So I don't know what this was, but I'm definitely gonna check it out. But hold on, let me bring this up because I think I'm gonna start on this one first because I got still videos to upload. I got dozens of videos that I haven't even gotten to on my phones right now. But I want to show you this because this just happened just a minute ago. No, not too far ago, but this has been happening on all the tarmacs. But Japan Airlines jet sliced the tail of a Delta airline plane at Seattle Airport Wednesday morning at 10:17 a.m. Pacific time. A taxiing Japan Airlines, excuse me, plane struck the tail of a parked Delta Airlines plane at the Seattle Tacoma Airport. The airport said the incident occurred on the taxi line between S Concourse and the South Airport maintenance hangars. No injuries were reported, and there was minimal impact to airport operations, while a sequence of dicing the tail of the 737 aircraft reportedly made contact with the wingtip of another airline's aircraft. A Delta spokesperson spoke to DailyMail.com. There are no reports of injuries of the crew or customers on the flight. We apologize for the experience and delays in travel. There were 142 customers on the Delta flight from Seattle to Puerto Vallarta, Mexico. The company said they are working to get passengers on a new aircraft. This is a developing story, but look at this. It's literally cutting off the shark fin soup, ain't it? And that's the way it's looking like to me. Chopping off that shark fin soup. Yeah. Which is not okay. That killing all the sharks just for a damn fin is not okay. So shame on all those people. Shame. Shame. But yeah, see, these are the pilots that you got. You got inexperienced people popping up, acting like they can drive, fly, whatever. Yeah. But hey, people, you hiring people to do the job. You ain't got no brothers in the sky. Ain't no brothers driving like that, flying like that. But yeah, as a matter of fact, this is one black pilot that I came across that once again they gotta mess with a brother. Just over what? They said a black pilot's facing backlash after sharing a video of himself with dreadlocks and grills following a flight. Hold on, let me see this. Really? We're gonna do this damn dress code shit over again? Y'all not gonna do that drunk code over again? Y'all ain't gonna do that alcohol. Let me pull this up. Y'all ain't gonna do that alcohol. You ain't gonna do that alcohol protocol again. Y'all doing this dress code. Y'all ain't doing the drunk code. Come on, y'all. Y'all don't ever make no sense when it comes to y'all. Y'all just find a way to mess with us. Brother sitting here flying you safe and sound to your destination, and you tripping about his hair, which is his king antennas, his godly antennas to be able to be tapped in. And then the grill ain't nothing but some cosmetic. Like really, you ugly. You think can you fix your ugliness? You know what I'm saying? Your cosmetic, man. Let's do it.
You don't need a toothbrush to clean your dog's teeth.
Yeah.
Another successful flight. All glory be to God. Just touched down at the airport. Dealing with this career, you gotta be cautious. Most of all, you gotta stay prayed up.
That part.
Believe it.
So I'm sorry, but it's all about professionalism and appearance in a job career where you're literally holding the lives of others in your hands. He may be great, but I can assure you his grill, ebonics, and swagger doesn't instill confidence in his passengers. And no, it's not because he's black. Then what else is it? If he was white and he had that. So y'all not see, I wouldn't feel comfortable with my pilot wearing braids. Yeah, I prefer my pilot not let God be the reason we land safely and spend less time praying up and more time training. But what do I know? They will. That's what they say. This is how they feel, regardless of how. You know what I'm saying? And you get to your destination safe and sound properly, and that's what it is all about. Making sure you stay prayed up, anyways. But if that's what y'all gonna make a reason for, all right. While the other ones who ain't got no braids and ain't got no grills and ain't praying, they running in the planes. They the ones running in the planes. They the ones doing this. They the ones doing this. Brother landing the plane safe and sound, and you gotta make it. Y'all trip me out. Anyways, it's American crime. Y'all got y'all got enough on. Y'all got enough going on in y'all. Got enough going on. Anyways, let's keep it going. We got a bunch to get through.
More than, I would say, easily 200 people here right now, just marching all the way. They had started over there in Glendale 93rd. They made a whole lap all the way to 91st staff, and now, again, they're making kind of a perimeter around this area. Again, this kind of got it all started around 6 with just 5 people here, and then it quickly grew into more than 200 protesters here, again, for anti-immigration, anti-ICE, and they're saying that they're here just to try to say that they don't want families to be separated. So we did talk to a lot of people earlier, and I want to show you what it looked like when they were set up by Glendale and 93rd Ave. This is really near the Westgate Entertainment District. Well, Glendale police told us that they got intel that that's where all the protesters were planning to go for the night around 5. It was very, again, slow. They had blocked off that whole area with officers blocking off the whole perimeter for the entertainment district, and also the businesses there shut down for the evening. But that's why the looks like appears that protesters ended up going to the corners of the streets, and that's kind of where they remained for the most part. But about 20 minutes ago, that's when they started moving and walking. Now, I just talked with some of the protesters and asking them why they're here. They're saying that their family, who many of them have family that's undocumented, they're concerned for their futures and if they're going to be stopped by ICE. So this is what they had to say.
It's hitting them. It's hitting them. It's getting difficult for them, for my mother. But I mean, there's nothing we could really do, but just, like they say, go on with our lives, and if it comes, it comes.
Now we want to show you too that for the most part it has been no violence out here. It's been pretty much peaceful, but we have been seeing a lot of vehicles that are making the rounds here with Mexican flags. They're also trying to rev their engines, doing some squealing of the tires, and what we're showing you is video now of the moment a man was arrested for squealing his tires of his vehicle in the city limits, and Glendale police tell me that that is a traffic violation. That's a misdemeanor. So he was arrested. His vehicle has been towed, and that's what we're seeing with.
Oh man, everything's a misdemeanor. Everything is something, man. I promise you, you can't even breathe without them. Like you're getting a ticket. Like they are finding every way to squeeze a nickel and dime and all that stuff because you had all of these people who were the superiors blow the bag.
A lot of vehicles driving around here, they're doing the same, making a lot of noise. But I want to take it back out here live too. This is the tail end of that march now. We are seeing how police are following the people that are marching right now, and wherever they end up going, they kind of block the street right here. You can see this officer for the speakers telling people to stay on the sidewalk, not to get on the streets. Now we are approaching an area here where earlier we did see about 30 police officers in full tactical gear with shields ready to go. I reached out to Glendale police. They tell me that those officers are just waiting to be activated if things do get out of hand. And when we were talking to police earlier today, they're saying that they are ready to make the arrest, how we saw them, and they are ready to deploy less lethal ammunition if it's needed.
Yep. And the freaks come out at night. It's gonna start getting worse.
Seem to be mounting in the Hispanic community in Shelby County. Rumors and uncertainty are keeping some families and their children at home.
One teacher told WREG Chief Investigator Jessica Gertler it's causing anxiety in the classroom, while an activist explains how he's trying to calm those fears.
Well, everybody's terrified. They're scared to come out.
Jose Salazar is an activist in Memphis, the title given, as he stood amongst protesters during President Trump's last term when there was a rise in reports like this.
And I didn't think I was going to live it again so soon.
And just like last time, rumors and misinformation are spreading, fueling fear and anxiety.
It's really overwhelming. Seeing all the people scared, hearing stories, seeing kids crying.
ICE raids continue to sweep other major U.S. cities.
They focus primarily on those illegal immigrants who have not only violated federal law by coming here illegally.
As a series of bills recently passed in Tennessee.
Let's send a message that Tennessee is not going to put up with illegal immigration anymore.
That strengthen immigration enforcement and incentivizes local governments to enter into agreements with federal authorities, making it a felony for local officials to adopt or maintain sanctuary city policies.
It's horrible, especially when you have kids asking you what's going to happen.
This round, Trump removed restrictions, allowing ICE to now enter places like hospitals, churches, and schools.
I know at my school, we were missing over 500 students in a single day.
That was Friday.
I had students who were not immigrants, not even of immigrant backgrounds, coming up to me on Friday really worried, and they were asking me, are my friends going to be okay?
Local teacher Noah Nordstrom says that's been hard to answer.
This whole political narrative about immigrants going on nationwide is absolutely vilifying my students and their families. And it's such a shame because, I mean, when you get to know them, they are some of the most incredible people.
Memphis Shelby County Schools sent a letter Friday making it clear immigration officials will not be given access to students or their records unless legally required.
And just imagine for a second, as a teacher, thinking about the idea of someone coming to your door and asking to take one of your students to arrest them.
Monday, Nordstrom says his students were among many immigrants locally and nationally who stayed at home, hoping to show what it would look like if they were no longer here.
The immigrants are the ones that are out there picking the fruits, building the homes, building all these new companies around. Eventually we'll start seeing the effect.
Salazar believes this is just the beginning.
We're organizing right now. We're creating alliances with other nonprofits, with other groups in the city as well as in the state and at a national level.
For your news leader, Jessica Gertler, WREG News Channel 3.
And some law enforcement agencies are speaking out about it. Tipton County Sheriff's Office said last week it will report all known undocumented immigrants to ICE. We reached out to Memphis Police and the Shelby County Sheriff's Office several days ago about their programs initiated to build relationships with the immigrant communities, and we're still waiting to hear back.
Ooh, wait. It is getting real sticky. It's getting sticky, y'all. You getting rid of the Mexicans and you getting rid of the Indians. I ain't gonna be talking. No talking in here. No. So 80 men plus 25 women reported from the U.S. under Trump's immigration crackdown. 33 from Gujarat, 33 from Haryana, and 30 from Punjab. 3 are Uttar Pradesh and Maharashtra, and 2 from Chandigarh. Prime Minister Modi agreed with President Trump to cooperate during the deportation. President Trump vowed that he would send back unlawful illegal immigrants in the U.S.
So we're detaining them and we are throwing them the hell out of our country. We have no apologies and we're moving forward very fast. They're very dangerous people.
Yeah, within a few days, U.S. military plane carrying over 100 illegal immigrants landing in Amritsar, Punjab. That's a long flight, y'all. The plane that landed in Sri period drew the attention. That's a lot of large crowds gathered at the airport, resulting in heightened security measures. So, carrying Indian nationals departed from India from San Antonio. Departed for India from San Antonio. 80 men, 20 women from U.S. Trump's immigration crackdown. Yes, and is it saying the same thing over? No. But yeah, they going in. So all that H-1B visa talk, yeah, that literally is practically gone out the window. So we seeing everybody. Yeah, it's getting real light. It's getting real light out here, y'all. It's getting real light. I mean, looking at many of the industries definitely going to be
and
affected.
staying on the topic of immigration, as policies to enter the United States tighten under the Trump administration, a growing number of Indian professionals are now turning to an unexpected solution: divine intervention. Across the country, temples have become bustling hubs for visa seekers, hoping that faith will help them secure a coveted U.S. visa. From abstaining from meat and alcohol to chanting special hymns, for many devotees, it's a gamble worth taking. Our next report has more.
In the face of increasingly stringent U.S. immigration policies, a surprising trend has emerged among India's professional hopefuls. They are turning to divine intervention in the hopes of securing a U.S. visa. After all, when U.S. President Donald Trump has made it harder for people to get into the land of the free, who better to help than a deity? One of the most popular spiritual havens is the Chamatkari Hanuman temple in India's Ahmedabad city, affectionately known as the Visa Hanuman. Located in the western state of Gujarat, this temple has become the go-to place for visa aspirants praying for a touch of luck, or perhaps just a few divine loopholes in their journey to the United States. Here, Lord Hanuman, beloved for his strength and devotion, is seen as the guardian of the visas. A priest at the temple who oversees this ritual said in an interview that the process is simple. Applicants place their passports before the deity and then they chant a devotional hymn. He says it's all about faith. If you believe, it will happen. If doubts creep in, disappointment follows. The priest claims that he has witnessed a number of last-minute approvals, sometimes just hours after performing these rituals. It's not just the locals in Gujarat flocking to Lord Hanuman for help. Visa seekers from all over India, each with a prayer and passport in hand, are making pilgrimages to the temple. They are all convinced of its magical power. For these hopefuls, emigration to the US is more than just a career move, it's a status symbol, even if President Trump's administration has made it a little harder to get a foot in the door. Elsewhere in India, devotees are doubling down on the religious visa rituals. At the Chilkur Balaji temple in Hyderabad, better known as the Visa God Shrine, hopeful emigrants are completing 108 barefoot circumambulations and chanting prayers in hopes of visa approval. Many even return to the temple to thank the visa god for their success. It feels like the divine hand gently pushes these applications to the top of the pile. Meanwhile, in India's capital, New Delhi, devotees are going to extreme lengths. Visitors of the Sri Siddhi Peeth Chamatkari Hanuman Mandir are abstaining from meat, alcohol, onion and garlic for 41 days in a desperate attempt to secure a visa to the United States. This process is followed by another. Visa seekers write their wishes on pieces of paper. Then these papers are placed in front of the deity and then chanted over before being placed securely in a sacred box. The priest of the New Delhi temple says that many come to the temple in a very disturbed state of mind. Some even consider this as their last resort. The priest says, and I quote, "We usually find that their wishes do come true." It seems that when it comes to US visas, many Indians are placing their hopes in the hands of both Uncle Sam and their chosen deity. Whether it's a miracle or coincidence remains to be seen. But one thing's for sure, when it comes to securing a US visa, no prayer is too big and no temple too small.
We're calling the show Vantage. We hope you like what we put together for you.
It's just interesting that many people want to leave where they're from to come here. And it's like, this is no different from the movie Apocalypto. It's like people are willing to give up whatever they thought they knew about who they was to become something that you're not. You know, with all that is going on, people rather be here than be where they're at with their families and things like that. And so you have people willing to risk any and everything to get here to become evil. And people really want to come to America to be evil. Simple as that. You want to come to Babylon that bad. And people want to sit here and do all of these things. And kind of just, I guess, mix it and blend it all together when it just doesn't sit right, you know. But hey, to each his own, right? But you try to get over here, you're going to find a rude awakening. You're going to find definitely a rude awakening. So it's just interesting. Like I said, the amount of things that people are willing to do to get what they feel like they are deserving of. Like, oh, you deserve to be over here. No, you deserve to be exactly where you at and work with your people and build your things up and do what you know what I'm saying? It's like every Mexican I see over here, every white person, every Indian, every Asian, everybody who is not of original descent from this land, they become something different. They become possessed. They are no longer who they are. And so And we're able to see that. We're able to witness that. You want to be over here that bad. Worshiping America. America is something to be worshipped? Nah. My God is a jealous God. He will rain that wrath on you. And y'all all find out the hard way. Let's keep it going. I wanted to see what this was. It was interesting. It says, scary situation. Imagine going hiking and running into this. What would your next move be? I don't know. I can't see it, but I'm about to see it right now.
Are you tired of your 9 to 5? I have a secret.
Oh, wow. Yep, and that's a big cat. That is a humongous cat. Look how strong it is in the chest, though. You know what I'm saying? Like, that is a beefy cat. And you walking around with you and your kids in the middle of the jungle. Y'all keep trying to live wild and free. Y'all keep trying to live wild and free. 83 gonna learn. They don't want to learn no lessons. You gotta see that you are not welcome nowhere. Everybody want to go somewhere else than where they are at, and then realize that you were not welcome there either. The animals are showing that, hey, you are not welcome here either. Like, it's easily plain to see the animals have been taking over the land. I remember seeing a video of a dude get attacked by a mountain lion. This is a humongous cat. Look at his chest. Like, the arms is big enough to just wrap you and pull you up into a tree. Especially your little daughter right there. I've just seen her, like, where is that? It's amazing that the kid saw that, though. He didn't see it. Do you know what I'm saying? She saw it. She probably bumped her elbow. She probably fell. No, she didn't fall. Did she fall? Or that's the mom's finger? I think that is. I think that was her grabbing. But lo and behold, the daughter saw that right there. Yeah, mom having to get a look. Look right there. And you ain't got nothing to defend yourself. Oh, y'all gonna find out a hard way, man. The moment that, and it's interesting because the moment that any animal tastes human blood, they never forget that taste. That's the one thing about the wild, that you don't have anything to protect yourself while you're out there. You have nothing to protect yourself. So, yeah, let's go over here. Let's switch over here, this one, because there's a lot of stuff going on everywhere else. But yeah, everybody keep trying to go on these damn adventures and finding out the hard way that you ain't supposed to be there either. And the cat is definitely looking at you, letting you know you ain't supposed to be.
The Guillain-Barré syndrome in Tamil Nadu's capital, Chennai, taking the number of casualties caused by the infection in India to about 7. Now, this is a rare neurological disorder triggered by viral and bacterial infection. Pune, which accounts for 5 of the 7 casualties from GBS, saw its caseload grow by nearly 3 to 166 on a day that the Maharashtra Health Department said that the transmission was primarily waterborne. The department has ruled out that it is foodborne. The Union Health Minister J.P. Nadda chaired a high-level meeting through video conferencing. It was attended by the Maharashtra Health Minister Prakash Ambedkar as well as other state ministers and government officials. Now, Nadda told Ambedkar that the focus on taking adequate measures for water purification, supply of clean and potable water while assuring the centre's full assistance to the state in combating its spread. Now, according to doctors, GBS is a rare autoimmune neurological disorder. This is brought on by the body's immune response to bacteria or to viruses. It can be seen in patients immediately after a bout of infection when the immune system malfunctions and mistakenly attacks the nervous system. Now, common symptoms for the GBS are difficulty in walking, moving facial muscles, and problems with coordination and balance. Now, our symptoms include severe weakness in limbs, diarrhea, abdominal pain, fever, nausea, or even vomiting. The GBS symptoms can be managed by early intervention such as intravenous immune globulin therapy or plasma exchange. Now, some may need respiratory support. Physical therapy and rehabilitation can speed up recovery for the GBS patients. The recovery period can vary depending on the individual and the severity of the symptoms. It can last for a few weeks to a few months or even years. For all the latest news, download.
Ooh-wee. That is no bueno. That is no bueno. I don't know what that is, but yeah, it's not looking too good. It's not looking too good. There's a lot of places getting really sick. Hold on, let me make sure I didn't forget nothing. Yeah, let's go there.
China's start to the Lunar New Year is marked by a tourism boom, defying the country's broader economic slowdown. China has recorded a 203% surge in inbound travel bookings for the 2025 Lunar New Year compared to 2024. This spike is largely attributed to China's expanded visa waiver scheme, offering 30-day visa-free entry to citizens of 38 countries. South Korea, the United States, Australia, Malaysia and Canada emerged as the top sources of foreign tourists. Shanghai, China's busiest international gateway, saw overwhelming crowds, with popular eateries forced to turn away customers due to high demand. Outbound travel from China also saw strong growth during the Lunar New Year period. Chinese tourists visited over 2,100 cities worldwide, marking a 50% increase from 2024, according to data from Kunar. Well, it reported a 70% rise in overseas bookings for car rents and tourist attractions. Family trips dominated, account for 80% of bookings, with Singapore, Japan, Malaysia, Thailand and South Korea being top destinations, despite safe concerns in some regions. China's visa-free travel policies have played a crucial role in stimulating tourism and economic challenges, sluggish consumption and a property crisis. Analysts highlight that easier visa access, affordable flight, flexible travel plans have boosted both inbound and outbound travel. For instance, travelers chose Vietnam over Bali due to better weather and simple visa on arrival options. This shift reflects a broader trend of Chinese tourists seeking cost-effective, hassle-free international experiences.
Ooh. So yeah, anywhere and everywhere you go, thinking it's going to be good and safe, you got to still do it a whole bunch. This is definitely a whole lot. Let me make sure I got that over out the way. I forgot I didn't delete some of the old videos I had up here, so let me make sure. I'm at the run there. Just making sure. Okay, that's all good. Sorry, we'll run down all the other ones that I got. So let's make sure we got them. Just get them out the way. Well, I still got a whole boatload for y'all. So these are the ones I had from my earlier segment I didn't get a chance to get to.
Let's get right back to our breaking news right now, where a fire has forced a family of 5 out of their home in the middle of the night.
This all happened again in New Britain, right on Austin Street, and that's where we find your reporter Olivia Schuler live on scene. Olivia, what's the latest?
Well, Kaylee, in Tracy, this home is completely destroyed. The fire officials here tell us that it is a loss at this point. You can actually see through the home from the part that's facing the road all the way towards the back. As you mentioned, 5 people are displaced this morning. We're told 4 adults and 1 child. You can see the fire marshal right now is talking to the homeowner of the home next door. So this yellow home to to your left of the home that was on fire this morning. The siding of the home is melted
Wow.
off. That goes to show just how strong the flames were from the home where the fire was taking place to put so much damage onto the home next door. Now, this call came in around 3:30 this morning. That's when crews got out to the scene, and there was heavy fire in the back of the home. Fortunately, there were smoke detectors that were working and alerted the family to get out. Once again, 5 people are now displaced. Now, there was some challenges for firefighters this morning. You can see that there's ice over the road here. That's because when they were using their hoses and they got down to the surface, it froze over. So it can be really slippery for fire crews when they're quickly trying to respond. But fortunately, it doesn't sound like anyone fell in this incident. So that is some good news that fire officials didn't have too many problems with the cold temperatures, just some that they did have to be mindful of. Right now, we don't know the cause of this fire. That's what the fire marshal is here to do and determine. Your reporter in New Britain.
And that's why I wanted to bring it up. Just like, it's double for your trouble. Like, do you love that neighbor when the devil's next door? When, you know what I'm saying? When your neighbor's stuff is burning up and it's affecting you. So it's like, when things were affecting us, nobody was giving a damn. And it's like, whatever was going on with them, their neighbor has to give a damn about them now, you know? And so it's definitely pushing where the tables are turned. And even like what you just said right now, you getting double for your trouble. You battling a fire and you got to worry about not slipping down on no damn snow. Yeah, she's talking about they ain't got hurt, but what about the ones that have? And that's a whole lot of fires everywhere, y'all. I'll show you the main pivotal ones that have something significant in them, because what the fires are trying to do is jump from house to house. You know, and it's catching people at night, regardless of regardless of the smoke detector or anything like that, and then they just set ablaze. The fires like explode. Like when you're listening to people talk about this stuff, they're talking about it exploded out of nowhere. So that's why people are really shook. That's why I'm bringing it up, because people actually are shook about what's going on right now. They have no clue. And it's just literally, we know, obviously, all praise to the Most High, you know, but this is what's going on. People that have been in La La Land are starting to see they can smell what the rock is cooking. But anyways, let's keep it going.
Our main goal at the end is to bring her home as safely as we can and get her back home as quickly as possible.
Right now, the frantic search is on for 16-year-old Sophia Franklin, the pregnant teen believed to be with the unborn child's father, 40-year-old Gary Day. Beaver Dam police issuing an Amber Alert saying Franklin was last seen at her home 4th and Beaver Sunday night. The following morning, a home doorbell camera captured Gary Day at the same house, but not Franklin.
Why is timing of the essence in a case like this?
Well, usually they're close to the area, they're in the area, so our goal is to find them in the area, hopefully, or before they go too far away from the area that they last went missing.
Their whereabouts since then, unknown.
Do you think they are still in the state of Wisconsin?
We don't know that.
Right now, it's unclear how two met or where they are heading. But Day has ties to Arkansas, and Beaver Dam's police chief wants law enforcement in the southern state to be on alert.
We have several agencies actually that we're working with in Arkansas.
Is he considered dangerous right now?
We don't know that either.
Franklin's family did not want to discuss details of the investigation Tuesday, but asked for their daughter's safe return home, a priority for police, with this message to the public.
As they spot the car to call 911, they see her, call 911, get her.
Yep, it is going down. It's, you know, these kids is hard-headed too. They don't like listening. So, you know, obviously, you know, you got platforms like Snapchat and stuff like that where these old ass predators is getting in contact. Some of these kids don't want to like listening, not to their parents. So, anyways.
I'm Megan Fee, back at the WKRN.com alert desk. New from Metro Police, a woman arrested after she's accused of being found with more than a pound of fentanyl while driving a stolen truck overnight. An arrest warrant shows that officers notified noticed the Ford F-150 matched the description of a recently stolen truck. Officers pulled the driver over in South Nashville, finding a recently stolen handgun and drugs inside the car. And according to the warrant, officers recovered 511 grams of fentanyl, along with cocaine, pills, and methamphetamine. Angela Moore now faces 9 separate drug, gun, and theft charges. The 44-year-old is being held on a $195,000 bond. Remember,
Being held on a $195,000 bond. Wow. 9 charges.
Also breaking details from overnight, 11 people are dead, several others injured in a shooting in Sweden. Happened at a school for adults in Örebro, about 100 miles west of Stockholm. Police say there's still no information pointing to a culprit acting on ideological motives. They also believe the suspect, who was among the dead, was not known previously to the police and acted alone.
Wow. Oh no, what happened? Oh no, what happened? Oh no, what happened? I think I already showed y'all this video earlier. I think, yep, that's the earlier video. It's one of them I didn't get a chance to clear out. Yeah, a lot of these wrong way crashes too. It's like, huh? Yeah, I gotta fix that. Why is it not doing that?
A driver collides head-on with another vehicle. This is on 270 and 55 in South County.
Fox 2's Chris Renee is live near where that crash happened with what we know so far and how this could affect your commute this morning. Chris?
Good morning to you, John. Good morning to you as well. We are on the Tees Road overpass above 270 here, right before you get to the 55 ramp where you can get on 55 going both ways. This happened on the 270 part, southbound 270, just behind us here. Moments ago, the crashing was cleared. The MoDOT folks, the Highway Patrol folks clearing the scene. A short time ago, you can see the off-ramp from 270 on the 55, again, reopened, traffic moving smoothly at this point, so really no impact on the morning commute at all. But this was a horrible crash overnight. We can show you some video we captured earlier. I was speaking with Corporal Dallas Thompson a short time ago with the Missouri Highway Patrol. He told me this all unfolded a little after midnight. There was a white Chevy Silverado pickup truck, according to the Highway Patrol, which was driving northbound in the southbound lanes of 270 here, right before you take the ramp to go on to 55. The Highway Patrol says that Silverado collided head-on with a Volkswagen Passat that was going the right way on 270, just trying to get on to the 55 ramp. 3 people were taken to the hospital. The wrong way driver, a passenger in that wrong way truck, as well as the driver of the Passat. The Missouri Highway Patrol confirming tragically that the wrong way driver was killed. He is a 31-year-old man out of Austin, Texas, according to the patrol. 2 others hurt. The passenger in that wrong way car, along with a 19-year-old driver of the Passat. Their injuries are said to be serious. No information at this point as to why.
It is interesting. Why is Missouri going the wrong way? I don't know. But, I mean, you right on the crux of the X marks the spot. So what's going on in Missouri like that? Where St. Louis, I've for the last couple of days, this has been really going down throughout Missouri. Like seriously, people have been on a run. People have been at nighttime trafficking, a lot of, drugs and then going on a run, so it's like, man, I mean, that's not saying that's the case with this, but, try to, see and correlate from a spiritual aspect, like what's going on here? Why is it so much activity going on in these regions. Try to do a little history and pick up on that. Why is this? Oh, it's just not showing me love. I'm gonna have to do something about that. It just takes a minute to kick in or something. I don't know.
In Martin County this morning. This is the third serious crash along that stretch of road in the last week.
Traffic anchor Yasmin Julmus finds out what's contributing to these crashes and what deputies are doing to stop them from happening.
3 serious crashes in less than a week.
710 is a unique road.
The crashes shutting down parts of State Road 710, also known as Southwest Warfield Boulevard, multiple times in the past 6 days.
It's narrow, there's guardrails, and there is no room for being distracted. There's no room for passing.
The sheriff's office responded to a crash Tuesday morning that sent one driver to Lawnwood Medical Center after they went off the road and struck a concrete pole. Deputies believe that crash was due to a medical emergency, but then there were more.
And then we had 2 more crashes. Even while the highway patrol was out there and at least 5 of our deputies were in that stretch of road, we had 2 more crashes in that same stretch of road.
The south end of State Road 710 is wider than the northern part. The sheriff's office says that they see more speeding there, but not as many serious crashes. The northern part of the road heading into Okeechobee County is where the dynamics change.
But that north end, the same amount of cars are now pushed from a 4-lane highway into a small 2-lane highway. And with the amount of traffic that we have now and the growth of Indiantown that's coming, if we don't get ahead of this problem with the infrastructure of the road, it's probably going to get worse.
The sheriff says while there have been talks of potential road widening, there is no immediate plan to do so. So for now, they're patrolling the area even more heavily.
We already had 3 extra deputies working just that stretch of road. And even with those 3 extra deputies there, we had a significant crash. Wiggle room. It's not, we can't take it our way out of these bad crashes.
Last year, there were no deadly crashes on State Road 710. So far this year, there's already been 1.
And while Sheriff Budenseek says this morning's crash seems to have been caused by a medical emergency, there's been a lot of dense fog in the area during the morning commute, which can make driving conditions more dangerous. He reminds drivers to use extra patience when driving during low visibility. In Martin County.
I will catch it. I will catch it. It's there for a reason. So, for one, the guy said it like he said, you can't ticket your way out of this. And you're seeing so many places trying to do all this and hem up and reprimand and put offenses to, just try to get a quota, and like I said, they have no clue what's going on because they're extra busy. But the amount of people that are distracted on the road, period, right now, is astronomically way different than what it ever was. Last year, I seen it because I would literally look at people while I'm driving. Obviously, I had my eyes on the road, but you glance over and you see somebody who's driving and they're in a complete brawl inside of the car, and you're looking at them like swerving in and out of the lane. I remember being in New Orleans. I wasn't directly in New Orleans. I was driving to the location. I was on the outskirts. I forgot the name of the city, but it was like this thin bridge location. I don't even remember it having no street lights really like that. But there was a car that was driving with no lights on. And all I was seeing was them jacking their car up. They were so drunk, or they had to have been drunk, because there's no way that you're sleepy and you're driving like that. Drunkenness is different than being like incapacitated like that. But I'm watching this person slam into the wall. I'm like, wow. You have to drive for other people, and the thing that is happening to them, they're caught off guard. You can never be prepared for that fog. No matter how decent of a driver you try to be, that fog, when it drops, it's gonna get you. It's gonna get you. And if you don't know how to drive, and there's so many people out on the road right now who don't drive, who have never driven out in America like that. So they have no experience. You got all these people that came over here. You got people, you know, you got all of these people that are illegal and they driving for major companies, CDL licenses and stuff like that. They ain't even got no CDL license. Driving around, getting away with it. I bring that up just because it's literally the weather is affecting all transportation. I'm glad that it popped up. I'm glad she said it. News stations hiring. It's good to see brothers and sisters out. Go, you get it. You go get it. But man, they just out of control. Out of control, driving out on the other side of the freeway, you know, crashing out, going the wrong way, spinning out of control, doing all of this dumb, reckless stuff on the freeways, on the roads right now, endangering everybody. You got people young trying to show out for the gram, doing stupid, reckless stuff. This is what's making sense to people in the moment, and then it doesn't make sense to the families and friends when they're here no more. They're like, well, yeah, it made sense to them. Great glory. Wow, these things is just piling up, y'all. It's piling up. I can't even give y'all all of what I want to give.
Hey, take a look at that your screen. New on Sunrise, we've got this Volusia County rescue caught on camera. Yesterday, the sheriff's office, along fire rescue, responded to a call about this boat. It was just spinning in circles, going round and round and round on Lake Diaz. That's in De Leon Springs. The Marine unit says when they got there, they could see the boat driver was unconscious on the floor of the vessel. They quickly came up with a plan so they could stop the boat and then rescue that guy aboard. The Volusia County Sheriff's Office told West 2 News the man's expected to make a full recovery. Great work.
So he got knocked out unconscious. He is just knocked out. You can't go with nowhere and enjoy yourself. Like it's not that type of party for these folks right now. It's just going around. Y'all just keep going around in a circle. You going around the mountain where you go. You going around the mountain where you go.
Speaking of the northeast side, if you will, a roundabout in Fishers is continuing to cause problems for drivers.
What? Oh, come on now. What happened? All right, let me start it over. Oh, yeah. Shalom, beloveds. Yeah, Sister Lisa's up. Sister Lisa's up on the chopping block. Let me see. Let me make sure. I'll be having to catch her times, making sure I don't. Oh, yeah, she on. Oh, yeah. That's good to see. Oh, what happened? Oh, no. What's going on? Yeah. What is going on? Really? Hold up. I don't know why it does this with my YouTube on here, though. Let me cancel that out. I'm going to have to start it over. Yeah, excuse me, y'all. Got y'all. Here we go. All right. Oh, Betsy here. She need a new pair of shoes. She need a new pair of shoes. Yeah, Sister Lisa Cabrera, she's talking about the protests erupting outside the treasury over Elon Musk's government. And it's like, y'all voted for this dude, and then now y'all want to sit here and bitch and moan. Y'all want to bitch and moan about every little thing. I promise you, all y'all doing is bitching and moaning, man. I'm just so tired of hearing it.
Speaking of the northeast side, if you will, a new roundabout in Fishers is continuing to cause problems for drivers, especially with an increase in traffic from construction on 465. It sits at 96th and Allisonville Road, and that's where we find our Lauren Swinker this morning after talking with city leaders and drivers. Lauren, good morning.
Good morning, Caitlin. The roundabout behind me here is the one that we're talking about, and the city of Fishers tells me that this is happening. There's been an increase of crashes due to erratic driving, more people on the roads, improper lane usage, and drivers simply not yielding. It's led to crashes like the one on your screen now. That's a flipped red Toyota RAV4 on its side with its windows shattered. This was on the evening of January 27th. Police say everyone survived. Now, we first told you about the increase in crashes back in early December. Many on social media say they're frustrated with the change, while others we talked with say it will make things better and people just need to learn how to drive.
People just paying attention, and maybe if they had the knowledge of how a roundabout worked, maybe there would be less scratches. But people are just impatient.
That part. Thank you. You said
The city of Fishers sent us a statement about the incidents and possible delay of the next roundabout in the city. It says in part, quote, "We are increasing law enforcement patrols in the area to address these issues and adjusting signal timing to help with traffic flow. Because of the increased traffic we are seeing with the NDOT construction, we are considering delaying the roundabout at 116th and Allisonville Road." Now, the city of Fishers says the construction of the roundabout was originally planned to be finished by the end of this year and after this interstate construction was finished as well, but now a delay is possible. Reporting live in Fishers, I'm Lauren.
So I know exactly where they're talking about that is, because I used to live in Indiana. Yes, all praise to the Most High. In that particular location, you are dealing with people who are, and they're bougie. This is the most bougiest part of, I mean, all of Fishers and Carmel are all top-notch bougie. Top-notch bougie. You talking about top-notch. And people right now are impatient. They lost everything. They losing everything. People are pissed. It's cold. They don't want to go to work. Them roundabouts. Man, and this is just everywhere too. And it's just not a lot of places have roundabouts. I love my good old red light, green light. I love my good old red light, green light. But I lived out there. I lived above Fishers in Anderson. Anderson, Indiana, if it's, to me, it would be a great manufacturing city for the nation. That's how I look at, a lot of Indiana. You got a lot of brothers and sisters out there that would love to work for a Black company. So when I look at the potential of creating Black Wall Streets or, building Wakandas across America, I've been in every city and state. So I have a great assessment of, okay, this will be a great place for Black folks to work and live. This will be a great place. Because if you want to be able to have separation, because obviously assimilation ain't been working, not a damn soul. But with this going on, you're dealing with people who are rich and snotty, and they pissed off because they're losing everything now. And the amount of impatientness, that's why I wanted to take some time off, because people are pissed and they're extra emotional. They're going to find a way to blow some steam, and them blowing the steam is them doing some freaking crazy junkie, action junkie shit, or them just being in their elements of their vices or the things that they like to do. And they're going to go to the max. So if you got people who love to drive, they got their music cranking, you listen to rock music, you like, fuck yeah. You got people who are involved in an argument, discrepancies, or you pay this bill, you pay that bill. No, so you have a lot of in-house fighting right now. It's a lot of domestic violence right now going on. So in these regions, these are places where people were not perceived to be struggling. That's the difference now. people like this in these regions all over the country were not perceived to be struggling. They were the ones that were perceived to be having it going on, that they didn't have that they were so financially righteous that anything under that is where there's morally or socially righteous has no closeness in the race. That's how y'all been operating this whole time and thinking that your financials are your key to your righteousness. You just hacked that around and found out. Anyways. But yeah, those roundabouts in all of these locations, a lot of people can't drive them because it's hard to really judge them, to an extent. You got many people who got lead feet, and just even the directions of those, because you don't know you really don't know what lane.
State lawmakers flagging unsportsmanlike behavior toward referees and coaches in youth sports. Your reporter Hector Molina is live in Hartford with how a bill aims to help officials deal with aggressive and sometimes violent spectators. Hector.
Well, Aaron, there's fewer referees officiating youth sports here in Connecticut, and many of them are leaving their jobs because they have to deal with aggressive and over-involved parents. We've probably seen them at these games that we've attended. Now, this bill's goal is to protect their jobs and make their jobs easier on the sideline. State Rep Melissa Osborne is blowing the whistle on foul play toward referees and coaches at all levels of athletics.
If you're going to assault a coach or a referee, it should not be a slap on the hand.
She's proposing a bill that would enhance criminal penalties and launch public awareness campaigns about the consequences and impacts of attacks on sports officials. Ooh. While specific penalties and enforcement is still in the works, she believes public awareness will play a huge role in preventing this behavior.
We need to do things like, social media postings. We need to have flyers. There needs to be an awareness in the parents, it's usually parents, that there will be a heightened consequence for behavior like that.
The bill's intent is to also retain referees, a much-needed position across the state, according to CIAC Executive Director Glenn Lungarini.
Officials are they're lacking. We are down in numbers. We need to increase that, and the experience that they have at events plays a large role in retaining officials.
Lungarini says,
I'm just saying, y'all did this for one, because y'all thought y'all was the judge, juries, and executioners. So y'all wanted to be participatory and being the referees. Y'all never wanted, y'all created all of these systems, all of these jobs. When y'all got y'all people in there, y'all found many ways to circumvent all of this. Now, I had a brother that tried to get me in the referee. Matter of fact, I ain't got no problem with doing no referee, and I would probably enjoy it. But when you're looking at that aspect of that type of industry, why haven't y'all been able to take advantage of the student athletes who don't make it to the leagues on all sports? Swimming, tennis, golf, football, basketball, baseball, track. People that had got the degree, especially if they didn't got, obviously if they didn't go to get the degree, it should be an apprenticeship coming straight out of high school to be able to nurture and cultivate. That's the problem with every single industry. You've allowed the kids, the moment that they hit 18, to fall by the wayside. And the kids really they just say, oh, what do you have planned when you graduate? I'm gonna do this, do that. They really ain't got no plan. You gotta shove shit in front of kids so they can actually be like, okay, I rock with this, I rock with that. But when you're looking at the industry where you got an 80-year-old man running up and down the field, running up and down the court to keep up with these young whippersnappers, and he's still at the end of the damn court, and he's blowing his whistle because of a call he's seen, and he got glaucoma. The issue is y'all have not created a lane for many other people to succeed. They wind up going and working in jobs and positions that are not of their passion or sufficient, enough to keep them joyful. People start working at Costco. Oh man, I was the best football player. So like, I don't want to hear about your old ass days. Not saying it ain't necessary, needed, or relevant. Not saying any of that. I'm just saying like there should have been something that should have been created, should have been put in place with all of these schools, with all of these junior colleges. Even in junior colleges, you could be having to have trained these people up. By the time they're 30, they would be like already elite and professional. Many of these careers should be able to be, they should be free. Education is free. Picking up a book is free. Reading is fundamental. Knowledge is everywhere. They should be able to do it free. And when they start actually working to actually make some money, why are you going to charge somebody at the front of the door? Now I understand why. Because you got a lot of people who come into the classes, shit on it, take advantage of it, don't do the work, lazy, all that stuff. Yes, people don't respect free. So it's a delicacy when it comes to this. But I look at it almost like if you go into a restaurant. You go into a restaurant, you order your food, you eat it, it's delicious, you get the check at the end of the night. And then you leave a tip. And you walk out and say compliments to chef. Everybody have a good night. Go home safe. If you was able to create, and this is every industry, and this goes to the parents and the teachers and the counselors and principals who don't even pay attention to these damn kids. Y'all so caught up in your own paycheck that you put on your badge and you don't give a damn about them really. You put on the badge and just be like, hey, I'm just here to get a check. And so because of that, all of this falls apart. Because everybody winds up doing something that they're not really passionate about. Something that is not significant. And that's the thing too. We got all of these jobs and positions and just stuff that's just frivolous to not even making the functionality of our society even be upheld. We have our priorities backwards, ass backwards, back asswards, bass ackwards. That's where our priorities are. Our schools, mandatory. Roads, mandatory. Hospitals, babies born, mandatory. I can keep going down the list, but I just gave you those. These are things that should have already been priority. The fact that we got one person making executive decisions on the livelihoods of everybody, that's dangerous. Teamwork makes the dream work. And the fact that you don't have everybody at the table, nobody feels included. They feel unwanted. They feel insufficient. They feel deficient. They feel defeated. So when people don't even feel like they have a say at the table, that's when societies collapse. Because everybody want to make a king or a prom queen or something like that, president or prime minister or anything like that. No, you need to go back to the damn King Arthur's in the knight's armor, the 12 at the 12 at the table or something like that. You should be able to have a council of people in every single industry. Because I can't sit here and make this decision by myself. That's too much pressure on one person. Even with Trump in the office, that man gonna have an aneurysm. No one man should have all that power. But you should be able to have a council of all of the brightest minds, the best minds that are voted. Y'all just had the Grammys. Talking about, all 13,000 Grammy Recording Academy members voted. I'm a Recording Academy member too. It feels a lot different. It feels a lot better. I can appreciate the change. Change is good. When you had a bunch of these silent people behind the door, I'm like, hold up, wait. Y'all gave Macklemore the damn the rapper of the year or whatever? Who else had a say in that when Kendrick Lamar had a better album or a better song or better this or better that? I'm just using this as an example. But I'm just saying, when you have shortened the possibility of being able to involve everybody and being participatory, people run away. They go off in other directions and they don't feel unwanted. They don't feel included. That's why you have so much rebellion, because nobody feels wanted, loved, and included. Look at all of the homeless veterans that are out on the streets right now. Look at all of the brothers and sisters that graduated or could have graduated and had another opportunity, another lane out. How many brothers that would have gone into actually being, a part of the community, teaching these kids. Hey, I was in your shoes just not too long ago. I had the same aspirations to you. I'm just telling you, hey, you got to work. I worked hard, but you got to work harder than I did to get to get where I was dreaming to be at, because I dreamed the same dream that you got. I didn't make it because, hey, I didn't give it all, and that's just being honest. I was fucking up. I was sleeping with girls. I was drinking. I'm smoking, hanging out with the homies. I wasn't doing my schoolwork. Everybody makes choices and makes mistakes. But when you're able to be in a position to actually help the next generation out, whether it's like some scared straight shit, to be able to keep them going, that's what they need. They don't need no damn old ass person to sit there and chastise them. Oh, shut up, do this, do that. No, because they're gonna be like, who are you? Even when I was day age, like, who are you? So we have to be able to do this a lot differently. It's decreased because you guys have made it so hard for any brothers and sisters to get involved in any of these industries. White folks, y'all fucked this up. Everybody else, y'all fucked this up. Now you're having to fix the mess. Fix your messes. Things are a problem. Things are decreasing. Things are bad. Things are failing. Things are falling apart because you guys made the messes and you are refusing to say out of your mouth, I fucked up. My bad. I'm sorry. You can't even do that because pride, your ego, this white superiority ideology is you got drinking your own Splenda sugar. And now it's backfired. It's the Ouroboros. It's the snake that eats itself. And everything is coming around the corner on y'all ass right now. Y'all starting to find out the hard way of all of what y'all do, all of what y'all did, squeezing people out, keeping people from opportunities. Y'all so don't want, y'all so uncomfortable with our blackness so bad. Y'all don't want us having braids. Y'all got a problem with our dreads. Y'all got a problem with our style, our uniqueness, our swag. This ain't got nothing to do with the performance or the work ethic. I don't care if I came out looking like Flavor fucking Flav. If I'm the best to ever do it, you better get out of my way, homie. That's your problem. Y'all creating these conformities of professionalism and y'all getting drunk on the airlines. Y'all over here in the pastors got a suit and tie on, but touching all the little boys. Y'all like to have all of this extra self-righteousness, when really y'all just evil rotten at the core when it comes to things like this. So when now you have to look at the board, oh, now you're looking at the progress reports now. Oh, damn, we ain't got no numbers. Oh, we're failing. Oh, we need more people. The numbers are decreasing and things like that. You're having to really face the music now. You're really having to face the music that you guys have failed everybody because you failed yourself first, because you wanted to. All right. Y'all fucked around and found out.
His organization has worked closely with schools to set standards for spectator behavior and increase the penalty for coaches who are ejected from games. He said major incidents, they've even banned certain fans.
In the past 2 years, the CIAC has banned 3 parents from attending state championship games. We know that we have member schools that have also taken this action, have banned spectators.
It's behavior that Randolph Rick.
Damn, he looked like a damn like a manta ray. I was trying to think of that swordfish or whatever that is, but kind of like that. He got that Man, that manta ray, that stingray face. Like if you look at a manta ray upside down at the bottom with his nose is getting me. I don't know.
Spectators.
It's behavior that Randolph Ricketts
But
is very familiar with.
yeah.
He hears plenty.
You got illegal immigrants over here doing this shit. You ain't got no brothers. All the brothers that could have been hired, could have been training and teaching, you ought to have all of this covered. Y'all had all of this covered. All the people that's out here, y'all didn't do none of this right. Now y'all have to suppress every restriction that is out there. Not necessarily the way you just create free ball game. You know, you just free balling it. You know, you just letting any and everybody in there. Ain't no telling where he came from. But I'm just saying, you got a lot of brothers and sisters who didn't play in a lot of athletics right now, who could definitely be much more supportive and cultivating and molding the youth, keeping them on the right track. A lot of brothers, alpha strong brothers who ain't gonna be doing all of that goofy shit y'all be doing, touching people and robbing and frauding and stealing from the school, from the kids' fund and stuff like that, from fundraisers and things like that. These are the things y'all are doing. And it's being covered up because you guys are saying that, you know, I'm professional, I wear a suit. A wolf was also in sheep's clothing.
Of stories from the officials he trains at New England Officiating Services and Development.
With the harassments, the threats, you hear different stories all the time. And over the last couple of years, I feel like it's just getting worse.
Yeah. It's getting worse is because you have parents, you have emotional men and women who got other shit going on in their life right now. And they have an opportunity to bring it to the gladiatorial stage where their own offspring is playing. And so they're reliving their old ass glory days through that kid. So whatever happens, they get triggered. That's why you got parents running on. That's why moms are not referees. That's why dads are not referees. Because they don't know how to act, because they're living vicariously through their child. And so because you have that, you have this pent up energy because of greed and gluttony and envy. You have to, you're pushing everybody against each other. Like everything has to be a versus. Everything has to be a clash. You got blacks versus white. You got dark skin versus light skin. You got black men versus black women. You got women versus men. You got Asians versus these type of Asians. You got these Africans versus these Africans. You got everything's become a versus that you guys have created because the little dick man don't want to be a little dick man. That's just what it is. Just cold potatoes for you. And so when you got the little man syndrome, hey, people don't want to be, people are emotional right now. So just like he just said right now, the amount of emotions people are feeling on the outside of the world. And then you got parents who have lost everything and they're looking at their children like an asset, not like an actual kid, like a child. They're looking at their kids like an asset and forcing and rushing and pushing their kid to be something that they may not actually be able to be. I believe the kids can actually make it, but I'm just saying, like, the parents will push a kid in the most unhealthy, toxic, deficient way that will help nurture and cultivate them. So yes, you have parents that are overly invested. Understandable, because they're paying for the practices. I mean, they're paying for the jerseys, taking them to practices, going to the games. So yeah, they're invested, but it's not their investment. And that's the problem with a lot of parents. They overdo it. I'm not a parent, so I can't speak, but I know that what everybody else has been doing ain't the way it's been supposed to be.
Now, as of right now, the bill has been referred to the Judiciary Committee, but Rev Osborne tells me that she expects some type of hearing on it within a matter of weeks. Your reporter live.
Oof, that was deep. That was heavy. Because I'm looking at my wall and I got all of these track medals and basketball certificates and a couple plaques and stuff like that. Some of my you know, varsity patches and things like that, and how passionate I was about the game just because I just loved it. It was the most free that I can be. I'm a love pony. So if I can gallop any and everywhere, it didn't matter. Like, yeah, I knew I could beat my competition. I know I could beat my competition. It wasn't about my competition. It's about me looking at myself in the mirror. It's about me having that confidence and believing and loving myself. But because sports have become so perverted and re-engineered and bastardized to where you got people gambling on it. So yeah, now it's been taken extra serious when it was supposed to be all of a natural expression of gamesmanship. But once it became that you had people willing to gamble about all of these things, the Jack Johnsons of the world. Oh, let's gamble on him. This black man ain't gonna beat this white man. Like, it becomes a whole gladiatorial thing. And this has been throughout history. But we've seen that when somebody loses, they always come back around the corner. Anyways, I pulled this one up. Great glory. He was a direct descendant of Prophet Muhammad. How do you know that? He's 88. He didn't look bad for 88 though. Oh, that's him, is it? I can't tell. I don't know. It was designated in his will be read in presence of his family. Mm. 1,300 year. That's crazy, y'all. Regarded to build bridges between Muslim society and the West. I have to show this is because all of what 83 has been doing is trying to grandstand and control their narratives of the diabolical shit they've done throughout history. That's all they're doing. Participation in plaques and all these things to just try to grandstand and hold themselves up in high regard. Like, oh, I didn't do nothing wrong. No, all of y'all did wrong. All of y'all. That's the problem with people, is just the denial of survival. The moment that you accept that, hey, I'm a fucking scumbag, I knew that I was. And I was sent back here to be able to get it right. These people don't understand that part. Because y'all lost all of y'all soul. So yeah, y'all just walking around the world like non-playable characters. It's just hilarious. People are not spiritually inclined like they think they are. All that money that y'all had can't buy y'all into the kingdom. So because they know that, they try to create their own little kingdoms here on earth. Because they know they can't get there, they'll try to do the best they can to try to make one on here. And in the process of trying to make a paradise in heaven on here, they'll make it hell for somebody else. They don't work like that, y'all. But y'all did this, and they keep grandstanding. They try to hold these people in high regard. I ain't even tripping on this person no more. But yeah, you got all of these people trying to uphold whatever narrative of a story that they are trying to uphold. And it is definitely showcasing itself right now where 83 is being exposed. the oldest roots of people's families have been definitely within the last 5 years. The amount of elders.
New tonight, a Northwest Portland store known as the Jewish Oasis was vandalized overnight with its mezuzah, according to the rabbi, ripped.
Before I let this go, the amount of old roots that are connecting old families now, those roots are no more. And so any of the roots that are after him are not as prepared and structurally sound with integrity because they've been manipulated from the world's poisons, from mind, body, and spirit. And so the people that have been upholding of these things, from the Jimmy Carters to this guy, you're starting to see that transition, that the people that are on this side are starting to wake up and be like, oh snap, why didn't he tell me this before he left? Why did he do this before he left? Why did she do this before she? Yeah, y'all showing out. And now they realizing they got caught butt naked ass right now. So, yeah.
Off the door. A mezuzah seen on the doorpost of Jewish homes and businesses consists of a case with a small scroll inside that contains some verses of the Torah. It's a symbol of faith and of protection in a tradition that dates back more than 3,000 years. This hub for Jewish life and community opened in the Pearl District a couple years ago after an arson at its previous spot in Southwest Portland. Rabbi Chaim Mishulavin says the vandalism will not cause them to shrink in fear.
Before you walk in, before you come home, before you come to work, remember who's in charge. Remember what your value system is. Before you go out in the world, remember who's protecting you when you're going out there. And that message is what we're going with today. And even though it might seem like, oh, they're getting us, remember the doors. No, we're stronger than that. God's protecting us. We've been through this many times.
They are so swagger jackers. Everybody around the world, y'all some swagger jacking ass people. Y'all don't even look decent in no damn beards. Y'all, yeah, everybody, even in China, even in Japan, even in everywhere, you guys are showing. Yeah, that was Portland. There's another one out there as well. Let me make sure I didn't miss that one. There's another one. There you go, right there. I don't know if it's the same one, but let me check.
The item, a religious scroll, calls a mezuzah, was stolen last night. Fox 12's Dylan Scott spoke with the rabbi and joins us now with more. Dylan?
Pete and Riel, good evening.
Chabad
Rabbi Chaim Mishulavin of the Jewish Oasis Chabad says if nothing else, he's speaking up to share a valuable lesson, that whether you're Jewish or of really any faith, we should be building up tolerance and respect in our communities instead of tearing it down.
Fox 1212.
Mezuzah on the doorpost proclaims to the public
The
that this
the
is
real tribe, the 12 is here, homie. You're vandalizing the 12 tribes of Judah. Y'all been vandalizing too long. What does that say? The sacred what? These captions, the sacred scroll. The sacred scroll torn from, yeah. Y'all tore the sacred scroll from the tribes of Israel.
proud Jewish place. This is a place where spirituality is important. And the fact that that was torn down is very hurtful.
Rabbi Chaim Mishulavin of the Jewish Oasis Chabad in Portland's Pearl District.
Yeah, I just wanted to make sure I got that right. To make sure I didn't skip that. No, I did do that video. Did I do that video? No, I had to. That was a nurse. That was a nurse earlier, yeah. Let's go here. Yeah, that was that strike. Let's go ahead and go here. I did do that one as well. What about the Chinese surge overseas? Yeah, they've been swagger jacking for such a long time, just too long. It just looks filthy.
Okay, here's updates to your weather. We saw some snow in Fairbanks today. Here's what's looking like out at the Fairbanks Airport. Those temperatures steadily climbing from 0 up into those lower teens. It's about a quarter inch that fell out at the airport today.
Something interesting in here. 11-11. There's that 11-11 and that 12. 11, yep.
There's no snow falling, but snow is certainly being made out at Hilltop today. Look at those snow guns going under those clear skies, filling up the slopes for the skiers and snowboarders out there this evening. So no snow so far this month in Anchorage, 31.1 inches for the season. Still sitting about 20 inches below where we would typically expect to be. But in Fairbanks, already over 3 inches just for the month
Dirty
of
range
February,
chicken.
nearly 55 for the season, which is about 10 above what we would typically expect. And Juneau actually happens to be the spot
Is
where we
Juno no?
expect the most snow at this point in the season, an average of 60 inches heading into February. So far, a good amount, but still well below average of 43.7. No snow.
I don't know, but as I'm reading the Bible, it's like women ain't supposed to be wearing no pants. Women ain't supposed to wear men's garments, and men ain't supposed to wear women's garments. I don't know. It's just throwing me off now. It's just getting more weird for me. Like, I don't have a personal problem, but like, you got to wear some pants. I'd rather you wear pants than be an indecent exposure and get a felony. We created free range, but when it comes to biblically, no. Yeah, I have to call it a spade at that.
No, so far.
She don't look
this
right in the
month.
James.
Now we
I'm
do
just like,
have a blocking pattern.
look at this. Oh snap! Look at that. Look like Alpha Omega. That's what it looked like, the Omega block weather. That's why I pulled it up. It really do look like the Alpha and Omega. And that whole region right there is where all of that's been going down. But that earthquake did happen right there. That did happen right there. So it's like the wind is help creating and pushing the water to like smack against the earth. You know what I'm saying? So it's like they all work in tandem. It's the wind pushing the water to smack into the earth for the earth to wake up the fire. So it's like all four elements are kind of like being swirled around in this one concoction to be able to become something.
It's an Omega block, and if you've done any meteorology, you've heard about this one. This is pretty textbook to see this happening in real life. See that shape of the Omega here? We've got a ridge of high pressure sitting here
beautiful
over the southern portions of the state, with low pressure to the west and low pressure to
what
the
does that
east.
mean,
And
Spirit?
what's interesting about this weather pattern is all of the systems
Yeah.
feed each other. The low pressure makes the high pressure stronger and vice versa. It also
Wow.
keeps it very stationary, keeps it from really pushing on very fast to the east. So that's why our weather has been the same for several days in the southern portions of the state and will continue to be so all the way through the end of the week. Up north, different story. Riding up over the top of the jet stream is where we are seeing that active weather really from the
I ain't gonna go into. I just wanted to see that out. That let me see what that looks like. Hold on 1 second. Let me make sure. I just really like that. Okay, that's that. Alpha and yeah. There we go. Oh snap! So if you put the Alpha and Omega symbol in between each other, if they flap over each other, it's a dope sign. I've never seen it. I've never paid attention to it, but when you put the Alpha and Omega sign over it, it just kind of looks beautiful. I don't know. I'm gonna keep that. The Alpha and Omega sign. I see the Omega. I'm trying to see the Alpha though. Is the Alpha pointing at a direction? I wonder if that's the measurement, if that's the, because there's a triangle in between it. I don't know. I'm just reading into, I'm just throwing stuff to see if it stick. Yes, I did read Ruth. So Ruth that was not today. That was yesterday. So Ruth, when I read it, I read 1 Samuel. And when I did Ruth didn't broadcast. So it wound up showing my other video first. And I showed Ruth yesterday after Big Levi's class. And and I don't think nobody watched it really like that, because typically everybody knows that my Bible readings are in the morning. And so, yeah, Alpha is just A. But I was looking at the sign on the on Google, and it showed the Alpha and Omega sign in between inside of each other. I'll send you a picture of it, but it was really dope. I liked it. If I would have ever got a tattoo, it probably would have been that, because that really looked dope. But anyways, that was the Ruth. So I read Ruth, but and that was just one small chapter. It was only like 4 chapters out in that book, and so I'm running into some of those books that are starting to come up short, and so those particular readings are going to be, shorter than the average ones that are like, 30 chapters or something like that. Like Psalms is like 151 chapters. I don't know. When I get to it, I'll find out. I'm almost there. I'm not almost there. Psalms, but I'm still in First Samuel's right now. I'm gonna read tonight so I can have it set up for the rest of the week. But yeah, I just love seeing symbols when I see them. Anyways, let's just keep it going. So China, we already know about the lunar year. They got everybody's banking on this being their logo. Everybody's banking on this being their year. You got people praying to try to get their visas and stuff like that. Why don't y'all all want to make it where y'all at? Why do y'all have such a problem hating who y'all are, where y'all come from? We love who we are. We love who we are. And that pisses everybody else off to where y'all envy and hate the shit out of us. We love who we are. We love our black skin. We love our black kids. We love our black women. Women love our black men. We love our hair. Our hair is the only hair that grows to the sun. I'm about to start growing my hair back out. I'm gonna actually be looking like what's his name? George Jefferson. I'm about to be looking like George Jefferson. I'm gonna be looking like a bowl of black noodles. No, like what's the mother from the Eddie Munster or the Addams Family with the long hair I'm gonna have a big old afro. But yeah. And anyways, we're gonna keep it going. But yeah, y'all are finding out the hard way. Oh, this one was crazy. Like, we are already knowing that they got these drugs on lock right now. But this takes the cake, because it's the second case that I saw. And I definitely
has
wanted to
become the
highlight
first
this,
in
y'all.
the state to die from an overdose of the new street drug carfentanil.
It's an opioid used to sedate large animals. As our Linkawano reports, its emergency.
That's crazy. That is crazy. Carfentanil. That puts down very large animals like
In
an
Honolulu
elephant.
has first responders on alert.
The man died of a drug overdose in December. The medical examiner's autopsy report shows he had carfentanil in his system.
Carfentanil, a relative of fentanyl, is used by veterinarians to sedate large zoo animals like elephants and hippos. It's been killing people across the country for years, and now Oahu is reporting the first death connected to the opioid. Carfentanil is much stronger than the others, 10,000 times more potent than morphine, 5,000 times more than heroin, and 100 times more potent than fentanyl. Just
Oh
a
my
small
goodness.
amount can
That's
kill
crazy.
less than a pinch, according to the DEA.
What?
Officials are warning young adults and parents.
That little data, you can accidentally just, because you got a booger in your nose and just sniff it, it'll be in your booger juice. It'll be in your booger mucus and you sniff it and you, this little piece right there, that's not even big that's not even bigger than Abraham Lincoln's nose. You telling me this little piece of Epsom salt is gonna make me die? Like that shit, heroin looking a lot more sexy. I'm sorry, heroin. You know, I might just have to give you a shot. I'm just playing. I ain't gonna do that. I ain't gonna do that. Yeah, I've done my fair share of drugs. I'm not perfect, y'all. That's why I can identify with a lot of people, because I've definitely done my fair share of dirt, but I'm a good man at the end of the day. Am I super clean? Hell yeah, super clean. I ain't been doing nothing. No, the Most High has delivered me. But I'm just looking at this. You got one little dot of sugar, nigga. You telling me I'm about to die from? He only had a little bit of. How much little of carfentanil was in that man's system before he was actually dead? Though, like, what are you talking about? This amount of fentanyl is enough to fit in Abraham Lincoln's head. This is enough to cover on the top of the penny. You telling me this? That ain't bigger than Abraham Lincoln's chin? You put it right here on his chin right here. That's the same size as this big ass chin. You telling me that? Oh
Some
my
teens who
goodness.
may be experimenting with drugs, that it's being mixed in with
No,
cocaine, heroin,
it's
fentanyl,
not.
and others.
The fentanyl, people generally
Mm-mm-mm.
don't know they're getting this, or they generally don't know in the mix of drugs they got. They may think they're doing methamphetamine, they may think they're doing cocaine, or
It's just another step by the cartels to make something more powerful, cheap, and something that is very profitable and marketable, because it only takes a very minute amount of carfentanil to get somebody high. It's extremely dangerous, extremely volatile, and people are dying.
The Oahu man who died was 52 years old, lived on the windward side.
There
He
you
was
go.
found dead
7.
in bed in December. He did have other drugs in his system, according to the medical examiner's report, including fentanyl and meth.
This is the first.
What was that?
recording.
Windward?
And we really got to brace ourselves, because this is something that can really kill a lot of people at any given moment.
Honolulu EMS has alerted field crews not only because of potential exposure, but also because more of the antidote Narcan might be needed when treating patients.
need more than a
That
dose
shit
of
may not
nasal
work.
Narcan, or that might not even work. You might
Narcan.
need the IV form that the paramedics administer.
Law
Exactly.
enforcement
You
has
just said he
started
took the words out
covering
of my mouth.
carfentanil in the streets, so they do anticipate more drug overdose.
Why she look like a little bit like a Hawaiian Mariah Carey? I don't know. Not really. I'm lying. But man, that is wild. You trying to be sedated like an elephant, and is that how sedated? I feel bad for that elephant, because that ain't even what an elephant will want to enjoy, just to even be down. Like, and they don't have no ability to be able to express back to us in our language that, hey, you just try to kill me with some damn carfentanil, sir. I'm an elephant, but you put that shit in your body, and you tell me how that shit gonna look and work. But anyway, that's crazy. I'm saying that because this ain't the only incident that has happened. This has definitely happened on multiple occasions. And there's all of this being blended together. Crazy concoction. That's why I was like, stop, brothers and sisters, stop doing drugs.
Another
stop
busy
smoking
night
weed,
here tonight.
because
We start with the
weed
city of
got
Denver
mold.
looking to sell a vacant hotel for just.
The weed got mold on it. The weed got all of this. Yeah, brothers and sisters, just stop doing anything illegal, anything illicit. You know, it's not good for you. I stopped doing a lot of everything right now, and I feel much more 10 times better. My health is good. I'm not crazy, psycho, and tripping and depressed and all these other things. Feel good, feel great. You can change your life around, brothers and sisters out there that are really struggling with it. I'm here to help you out and let you know that you're going to be all right. Whatever you're dealing with, you're going to be okay. You don't need something to substitute or kind of give you that escapism to think that you need it, because life is crazy. Life has always been crazy. It's always going to still continue to be crazy. This is the time where you just got to laugh to keep from crying. But at the same time, you just can't give up, can't quit. That's not you, and it never was you. So why start now?
$10, but there is a catch.
Yeah, the buyer must renovate it and then convert it into supportive housing for the homeless. The city bought the hotel, which is near Peoria and I-70, a year and a half ago. If city council approves it, it could be sold this year. Fox 31's Rachel Sauer is live in Denver tonight with those details.
See, that don't make no sense. It's like, how you gonna have a contingency on what I want to do with my property? If you telling me this hotel is for $10, you telling me this hotel is for $10 and you want me to renovate it? It's $10, but you want me to put $10 million in it and then rent it to some homeless ass people that ain't gonna be able to pay for it. Man, you got me. And then they all All these motherfuckers on fentanyl and carfentanil and stuff. Nah, come on, son. You want me to have to deal with somebody ODing in my shit like that? Come on, son. Come on, son. Come on, son. Y'all gotta make this make sense, son. Like y'all gonna have to sell that anyways. There's properties that are for $10. There's property that are for free. You got homestead property. They're trying to change the Homestead Act now because of all of the damn squatters now. The amount of white folks that are out here homeless, that are out here squatting.
Yeah, Christine and Jeremy. Well, as you mentioned, it could happen very soon. Now, applicant review is currently underway. City Council has just to say the word, and that boarded up hotel could soon be set to provide 90 units of supportive housing people experiencing homelessness.
I like the community. I think it's good.
Some living in Denver on board the new plan to turn a vacant hotel into a place to house the homeless.
I think if there's an opportunity to help people, we should take it.
The former Stay Inn off Peoria and near I-70 was bought by the city of Denver 18 months ago. And according to the city, they paid around $9 million for it. Now it is boarded up and fenced in. But the city has a new plan for the building.
That's the problem, that y'all don't give a damn about Americans. Y'all ain't give a damn about it, period. You got this dude y'all got this dude in office talking about Make America Great Again. Y'all could have been doing all of this shit for people a long time ago. Y'all greedy. America is greedy. Them Libra scales of justice are not tipped in your guys' favor now. Karma, that boomerang is coming back around and biting all of y'all asses it's biting all of y'all. Every one of y'all who have all of these businesses, all of these hotels is closing down. All of these people who got all of these big grand visions of projects, billion-dollar projects, speed trains, big old, multi-billion-dollar hotels and, in resort areas and stuff like that. This stuff is not going to make it. You guys are not going to survive because y'all
building. In a statement to Fox 31, Derek Woodbury, spokesperson for Denver Department of Housing Stability, said they are planning to sell the building for $10, along with an agreement that it be converted into supportive housing. According to Woodbury, application review is underway. In a statement to Fox 31, Woodbury said, quote, "We are hopeful that the procurement will result in a path forward for delivering supportive housing at the site." Last fall, the Department of Housing Stability found ownership transfer as the best means for accomplishing this.
I think if we have the ability to do that, then we should.
City Council will have the final say in this process. Woodbury said, quote, "Any resulting proposed purchase and sale agreement would go to Denver City Council for approval. We are hopeful to bring such an agreement to Council later this year." Now, it is worth noting supportive housing is intended for those up to 30% of the area median income who are already facing homelessness. In Denver, Rachel.
Y'all could have been doing all this. That's why y'all in trouble right now. That's why y'all in trouble. Because y'all didn't get it right the first damn time. And the fact that y'all keep trying to stay on the craps table. Y'all don't want to get off the craps table. You're talking about, oh, y'all want to give over ownership and stuff like that. No, y'all could have been doing all this. Put it in the hands of genuine and righteous people. You know what, Prime? You a good ass dude, man. I want you to just, I feel like you would run this place to the best of its ability. You would take it to the next heights. You know what? I'm gonna give you all of my riches and my land, and I'll let you do it. And a couple of years down the line, I'm gonna come back and take it from you. Nah, it ain't gonna work like that no more. Y'all can't do what y'all used to do. It is far, far too late. The light bill is due. The Most High is coming back for them back taxes.
New at 11 tonight, Temple police have identified the 3 people accused of impersonating a federal ICE agent and police. The school says 2.
You see what I'm saying? Like, you got all these fucking doofus McBeer nuts going around, who ain't got no passion, no purpose, but just to go and just wreak havoc on somebody else's. They should be minding their own fucking business. And you got to come and indulge because you're bored and because you really don't have no soul and you're really envious. Look at it. You're envious and you're jealous and you're wrathful of anybody else's existence. There's nothing that really is for y'all that will make y'all happy and satisfied. Y'all try to hang us from trees for y'all satisfaction. That's how evil you guys are, man. You threw our babies in lakes and rivers as alligator bait. You cut our man's penises off and turned them into cigars, paper. You impregnated our women, wives. You separated our families. Now you're trying to do the same with everybody. Your history is repeating itself. This time, it won't get the chance to see the light of day to be able to repeat itself like you
Two
did.
current students and a former student were involved. According to authorities, the trio tried to get into the Johnson and Hardwick residence hall over the weekend, claiming to be ICE agents. Security denied their entry. The investigation is ongoing.
Yeah, y'all keep doing this stuff. Y'all had brought it upon y'all, so that's why I just observe and report. I ain't got no. I'm just showing you what it is because it's already written in stone. You know what I'm saying? Your mama and your daddy and your uncles and your aunties, your kids and your husband and wives gotta see.
Meanwhile, in York County, police say they caught a scam suspect practically red-handed. Deputies arrested Jameen Pan over the weekend. They say she got a woman to hand over a large sum of money. Deputies say this all started when they got a call from a bank saying their customer withdrew a lot of cash. Detectives then set up a surveillance at the woman's house and arrested Pan. We're told Pan is from Flushing, New York.
What you mean, Pan? What you mean, Pan? Jermaine, what you mean? 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 These desperate times call for desperate measures. People don't want to work a little harder on their job. What they want to do, they want to keep going down the fast track, they want to get the fast track like they've been getting the fast track. You see what I'm saying? Y'all been getting by, and y'all realize that, oh, that well has ran dry. It's not what it used to be. It doesn't look like it's returning to what it used to be. Oh, snap. Things are heading in the wrong direction. I'm trying to stop it, but it's moving too hard and fast. I don't know what to do. I'm lost. I'm confused. I'm panicking now. I can't breathe. I'm sad. I'm mad and frustrated. I'm depressed. I am willing to do any and everything to get out of this space of my mind, body, and whatever finances. You know what? Fuck it. I throw my morals out the door, out the window with the baby in the bathwater. I'm willing to go ahead and take a crack at something that I may have had my eye on wanting to do. And that's what y'all do. Y'all start going into things that you would have never known. When you've been poor like black folks for such a long time, black folks actually created some ingenuity. We actually figured some stuff out and created something out of nothing. People started putting patches of pictures of cartoons on a damn jacket and called it FUBU. We know how to get out of something. We know how to get out of the sticky situations. It come to y'all epically are falling apart, everybody. So we just showing the mirror back at you. Damn, she loud. What you mean, Pan? What you mean, Pan? Yeah, and I look at any of y'all, I'll be like, y'all made it on the channel. Y'all made it on Prime Black channel. Mama, I made it. Yeah, Mama, you made it.
A new report from the American Lung Association is giving all 3 states in our region failing grades when it comes to current tobacco use.
WSAZ's Shannon Litton live in our newsroom breaking down some of the key findings from this report.
Martina, first things first, each one of our states gets its own unique report, but in at least 4 of the 5 factors the reports look at, all of our states received the prevention programs, the strength
Why
of
that dude look
smoke-free
like? Why
workplace
he
laws,
look like the
level
oldest,
state
youngest
tobacco
Mexican I
taxes,
ever seen?
coverage and access to services to quit tobacco, and ending the sale of all flavored tobacco products. Now, I was able to speak with Lance Bushy, who's the Assistant Vice President for State Public Policy at the American Lung Association. He tells me all 3 states in our region received the kind of grades you'd hide from your parents. Now, let's get some of those key findings in the reports. In West Virginia, the report is calling for an increase in tobacco prevention funding by $4.5 million. In Kentucky, the report calls for establishing a licensure system to keep products out of the hands of children. And then in Ohio, the report calls for an increase to the cigarette tax by $1.50 per pack, so that money can be invested into health programs to help users quit.
Brothers and sisters out there, please just quit. It's $400 a damn pack, and you're smoking a pack a day. That's why you broke. That's why you can't get ahead. You smell like cigarettes everywhere you go. Nobody want to kiss you. Nobody want to hug you. I know this. So, love yourself. And let that shit go. Stop.
Contaminated cannabis leaders in Massachusetts are looking into moldy marijuana. It was sold across the Commonwealth, including Bristol County. Thank you for joining us tonight. I'm Patrice Wood. Dan Janig is off tonight. One expert says he's been sounding the alarm about this for years. The Night Team's John Perrick is live in Attleboro now with the concerns. John?
Well, Patrice, you can now add Zahara's cannabis here in Attleboro onto the list of potentially impacted dispensaries. I spoke with the inventory manager here. He says a few hundred grams were sold, all of it now gone.
It's crazy because I've never heard nothing like that.
A potentially contaminated batch of cannabis sold at dispensaries across Massachusetts, leaving some customers a little on edge tonight.
Do you think that you could have potentially bought the contaminated cannabis? Well, I
Exactly.
I wouldn't know, to tell you the truth.
Exactly. Exactly. That is why I'm telling everybody to stop fucking doing any and everything right now, because you don't know with these people. If you're not growing your own shit, you know how to do your own shit, stop at this moment right now for the sake of your body right now. Because you're going to be ingesting something that you don't know from people who it's people that don't like their job and people don't do a good job at their job. There's plenty of people who don't do a great job at their job. You got pharmacists who will give you the wrong medicine in a damn hospital. You're a diabetic, but they're giving you blood thinner. You had a headache, but they're giving you a heart transplant. You go to the shop for some tires, but they give you an oil change. Not everybody's clean. Not everybody knows what the hell they're doing. And so you're dealing with many businesses that have been affected, especially if it's by the environment. You got one thing, and most of the stuff is by human error. Human error. And that's what it came down to. Things just get contaminated just to get contaminated. And that's mold. So imagine having mold in your lung and you're hawking up. You're already coughing and you're coughing and thinking that, oh, this some good shit. It ain't really no good shit. You're actually dying, sir. Just like the dude said, how do you know? Because they spray cannabis cologne or perfumes to heighten the potency and the smell of it so it can be attractive to the customer. Businesses do this. Businesses have to have a competitive edge over the competition as well as to be able to be appeasing to their customer bases. If you've never seen the documentary, The Rise of Jeff Bezos, then you will see that many CEOs have watched it and they realize that you have to be obsessed with your customer. And that is what capitalism has done. It's made you put on a fake face for your products and services. So yes, you just got played, sir. Person got gloves on and got a lab jacket, lab coat. You believe that this person is actually telling you the truth. Just because this person got this on, this person is he has to be successful. Yeah, his drawers don't stink. He farts, it comes out baby powder. Lavender smell. Nah, bruh. The eyes are the most deceiving. You can deceive the eyes with illusions. That's the difference. For you to be, for that person to ask you that question and and for you to be stuck and not know how to and not know how to answer it because of that, there's a problem there. Whether it's in a cannabis shop or on the street, do you really trust your plug? Do you really trust the cannabis shops? You have a lot of businesses that are on the verge of closing. They're trying to do whatever it is that they can get away with to do to be able to get the dollars coming in no matter what. There is no hustler's remorse. Rest in peace, Mama Johnson.
Massachusetts Cannabis Control Commission says the contaminated batch contains unhealthy levels of mold and yeast. The CCC also says these were products that had cleared earlier compliance testing back in the spring.
For most healthy individuals, the risks here are low, but for the 20 to 30% of medical patients who are immunocompromised, mold exposure can lead to serious lung infections, systemic illness, and even hospitalizations.
The CCC adds over 2 dozen dispensaries across Massachusetts had been selling the potentially tainted products for months, one being Zahara.
The thing is, you got a lot of these places who have never grown anything. You have people who have never been experienced to specialize in this. They never was growing weed in a lot of these places that just became medical or who just became medicinal or actually recreational. So when you got places like Colorado and California, yes, these are places that have had years of experience, have years of insight in all of these things that you could be hiring and soliciting people as consultants to make sure that your businesses are operating in these type of environments. You're dealing with a different type of environment in those places. So you must you have to do accordingly. The moment that you don't, that is when you fall and you fail.
Zahara's cannabis here in Attleboro.
Definitely scary.
For some, though, this news isn't a surprise. Praverde Laboratories has been testing products.
How do you know what you're looking for if it is mold on there, sir? How would you know if they even just sold you a bag of whole mold and you just thought you bought you some, some Gorilla Glue or something? How do you know, even if you look at it with your own eyes, to be able to distinguish? Do you know what black mold looks like? Do you know? That's the thing. People are stupid, boy. Oh my God.
For over a decade, and the founder says he's warned the CCC about this problem before.
We have emails going back over 4.5 years on this specific case, and very little movement, very little response.
Christopher Hudala blames inconsistent testing for the potentially tainted batches. His lab uses the U.S. Pharmacopoeia's guidance for culture-based assays, but other labs use PCR tests.
In multiple states, there have been bans on this type of testing for total yeast and mold because of the unreliability of it.
But back in Attleboro, Zahara's is still open for business today.
I don't know what's going to come of it, but people are still keep coming, though.
Exactly.
The store here tells me that the vendor of the potentially tainted product is working to set up a hotline for impacted customers. Live here in...
And that part. It's you smoking a whole bag of black mold. It ain't even weed and marijuana no more. I watched a documentary, a Vice documentary. I'm gonna have to pull it up, but a Vice documentary about one of the guys that was just like a drug kingpin over in the UK or Europe or something like that. Somewhere in I want to say the UK, but let me just say the Europe. But he was on there and he was saying how they would spray cologne on it to make it smell like it was strong when it really was boo-boo, or they would give black molded product. They didn't care. People was like this dude just said, people want to get high. People in everything. That's what we're dealing with right now, is that people's mental and emotional stability right now has been shooken. And so to not have to think about the trauma and the trigger of it, people want to go straight to an escapism. Whichever one is the closest and the most convenient to get you to that point of glee and bliss for whatever, how much time they want to get to. They're willing to take some carfentanil. They want the big body biz. Oh, they want the big body bins. They want the diamond in the back, sunroof chop, digging in the scene with the gasoline. Woo. Ooh, my goodness. Oh, this is wild. This is wild times. I didn't expect to hear that, but it's real. It's really real. I mean, you really just can't trust all of these places. You got a bunch of, spots that are ran down and stuff like that. You don't know. You truly don't know. Yeah, these people didn't wild out. That's American crime.
Meantime, state retirees want lawmakers to focus on a cost of living increase that they haven't seen in nearly 2 decades. A bill that would change how those increases are funded was introduced today, but it doesn't mean those increases will be coming anytime soon. That's what the president of the Alabama Retiree Association thinks. The last cost of living increase was back in 2007. That was a 7% bump, which cost the state $1.4 billion. In the current law, that would have to be funded up front, and with lawmakers having the option to review a cost of living adjustment year by year. But the bill itself does not come with an increase, which isn't sitting well with a former Huntsville City employee.
2007 was great. But now, cost of living is so high. They give them $600 bonuses every once in a while. That don't even mean nothing. It's more like a slap in the face to the retirees of Huntsville.
We decided to take them one at a time, mainly because this year they've got some funding challenges up before the legislature this year. Those things together, we didn't think it was a good time to do it, so we decided not to seek one this year, but to try to get the funding change implemented.
So this same bill passed unanimously in the House last year, but fell short in the Senate.
Man, these retirees are struggling. They're getting hit hard. They didn't realize the world was moving super fast, and that should change.
Denver area families. A large child care provider announced it will close all of its Colorado locations in the next few weeks. As Denver 7's Ryan Fish explained tonight, that leaves the parents of 300 children scrambling to find child care where it is notoriously hard to find.
It's so stressful and it's so insane.
Kate Fallon is one of dozens of Denver area parents now scrambling to find new childcare. Her 2-year-old daughter goes to Guidepost Montessori in Parker.
It's the only daycare that she's ever known.
Then came this email to parents on Monday, where Guidepost announced all of its Colorado locations are shutting down because of financial and enrollment challenges. The Parker location is set to close in early March.
We're getting 4 weeks to find somewhere. Not only has availability or will have availability, hopefully, but that is good quality and that it has the same values that we want to see for our daughter.
Just how challenging is it to get quality childcare in Colorado?
But we were speaking with some schools that had wait lists over a year in advance. I mean, these are people who are securing places in line before they even know that they're pregnant. Childcare costs more than our mortgage does.
Guidepost sent us a lengthy statement saying in part its specialized education is expensive and its Colorado schools have been spending more than they were taking in. 5 campuses, which serve about 300 students, are closing. This 6th location in Greenwood Village never opened.
If an organization was having some financial difficulties, why would you continue to expand instead of focusing on the centers that you currently have and in reinvesting in those schools?
Fallon feels for the teachers and staff suddenly out of a job.
These are people that have shown our kids so much love.
And for families like hers, who she says were blindsided.
It's a lot of sadness, and it just feels very unjust.
Ryan Fish, Denver 7.
Ooh. Y'all doing it to yourselves. Y'all doing it to yourselves. Yeah, you're doing it to yourself. You're finding out the hard way. You fact around and hadn't found out. Yeah, American crime. Y'all doing it to yourself. I don't know what happened. What happened? My sound? No. Come on now. Come on now. All right, let's go back to it. That's not the one that I had. That's the one. But let me bring that back up. There we go. Okay.
Jones was the man driving a stolen track loader when officers opened fire. Tonight we learned Jones is in critical condition at University Hospital.
Our Natalie Williamson also discovered Jones got out of jail just days before that bizarre chase.
Tonight,
Just got out of jail. Look at this. Look at this. This motherfucker. Oh man. Dude, he got devil horns on his. Yeah, that's devil horns. Oh man, he's a billy goat. He's a billy goat. Why he look like, what is that? Adam Sandler, Little Nicky. Yeah, Adam Sandler, Little Nicky. Really, this is your workforce. You're gonna hire him to watch your children. You're gonna put him in charge of your pharmaceuticals. He looks like a Labrador and a Golden Retriever. You're gonna put this Chow Chow in charge of your bank money? I'm just saying, who you gonna hire? Who you gonna hire when you got these folks getting locked up? Who you gonna hire? You sending everybody else back. Who you gonna hire? Oh, we got suggestions now. We're just going to we're going to reevaluate all of these things. Who you gonna hire, y'all? You got rid of the Mexicans, you got rid of the Haitians, you got rid of the Indians, you got rid of the Canadians, you got rid of the Chinese, you got rid of the Africans, you got rid of the Europeans. You damn sure don't want no Middle Easterns. Who you gonna call? You can't call Tyrone because you don't even know how to say his damn name right. Can I speak to Mr. Tyrone?
Is on a ventilator here at University Hospital. That's according to a law enforcement source. He was shot by Mobile police during this dramatic and bizarre chase on Interstate 10 last week. Jones in a stolen track loader accused of ramming a patrol car. This video shows one officer apparently firing a shot at Jones, but it's still unclear if that was a non-lethal round. The pursuit ended right here near a wood line off I-10 when multiple officers opened fire. Jones was hit and rushed to the hospital. Mobile police won't tell us how many officers fired their weapons, only saying those who did are on administrative leave, which is protocol. According to jail records, Jones was released.
So even while they try to do their job, like they... This fool is, he is, they always got pissed at us talking about, what is that? We sat here and marched quietly and peacefully for civil rights. Ain't nobody more civil than black folks. This man is unruly. He's a danger to the society. He's willing to compromise a major infrastructure's operational flows. He's a nuisance to the community. He's running cops over it. Y'all shot that fool 39 times.
From Metro just 3 days before leading officers on the chase.
He got out
He
3
was
days.
locked up on a
He got
probation
out 3 days.
revocation for 3 months. In Mobile, Natalie
Exactly.
Williamson, Fox 10 News.
That's the key right there. Is that they can't wait to go back to jail now. They can't wait to shoot somebody. They can't wait to, like posture up against the cops like that. It's like they got all of this, like the cops is their enemies now. It ain't black folks like that. And even with the cops, excuse me, it's not even the cops ain't even looking. They can't look at us when they see this fool rolling down the street. They are busy. Look how many cars is there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 police cars. 12 police cars. He don't give a damn about representing his mama. I'd be damned if I he don't give a damn about his mama. Think about your mama, man. Think about your mama. Think about your mama, man. Think about your mama. Oh man, these folks is on one.
All new at 10, a woman in Lauderdale County is facing animal cruelty charges tonight after deputies seized more than 80 dogs from her home. You may remember this story. We brought it to you last week. Police found 82 dogs shoved into kennels and took them to Florence Lauderdale Animal Services to be checked out. Today, 71-year-old Teresa Kuntz was arrested and charged with cruelty to animals. She was released from jail on a $41,000 bond.
Yeah. 82 and 10. Michael and the Miss. 82 dogs? That's crazy. I'm just thinking about 3 dogs in my spot right now. Like 10 dogs? Wow. That's crazy. Where's she going? All of that. That's crazy. That's a lot of dogs. I'm trying to I'll be trying to visualize things in my head. I just be like, I can't rationalize it. I can't put that in a realistic perspective. Unless you had a humongous yard, sure. But an apartment, a small house, one of the little mobile home places, tractor trailers, how, lady? I got too many questions. Big dogs, a bunch of small dogs. I don't know. Mix. Oh, yeah. Anyways, I'll be driving too much into things, trying to find out and figure out.
Duval County principals have received guidance on what to do if ICE agents come to their schools. An email was sent from the district's Office of General Counsel last week. So far, no ICE-related incidents have happened in Duval schools, but parents are concerned tonight. Our Christina Burgess is joining us live from district headquarters in Christina.
News stations is hiring.
Having
I
conversations.
promise you, every station I'm pulling up, I promise you, it is brothers and sisters. It is brothers and sisters everywhere. They hiring. And brothers and sisters putting a suit and ties on.
With their kids about this.
Yeah, Anthony, despite students being minors, a Jacksonville attorney tells me that if an ICE agent enters a school and asks to speak with a student without a parent present, legally they do so. So now parents are starting to have what they're calling uncomfortable conversations with their young children.
But it breaks my heart that we're allowing this to happen to our children and our communities.
Eleanor Wilson has a first grader in a Duval County public school. Tuesday night, she went before the school board about the fear she has of ICE agents coming in her daughter's school.
They're telling us that they're going to let ICE interview our children.
ICE? You probably do need some ice. You need some icy hot? I don't know what you need.
without a signed federal warrant.
I don't know. She looked like a I'm so mean. Oh my goodness. I gotta stop being mean. But she looked like a Down syndrome sea lion. I'm sorry.
It's unconstitutional.
Despite there being no ICE-related incidents in Duval County Public Schools, an email was sent to DCPS principals from the Office of General Counsel, instructing principals on what to do if ICE agents come to their school. Principals can allow ICE to enter public areas of their schools, like the main office. If an agent asks to speak with a child, principals should notify the student's parent or guardian immediately and remain with the student until a parent arrives.
Is it legal? Is it allowed for them to question a child without mom and dad present?
100%. It is.
Jacksonville attorney Belkis Plata wants
What?
parents to start educating their children now on their constitutional rights.
A child likely is going to say, like, I want my mom or I want my dad, but those are not the trigger words to end a conversation. The only way that you can guarantee that a conversation has to stop is by asking for a lawyer.
As a parent, you may be thinking,
Oh, wow.
how can you have a conversation like this with a young child who's 7 or 8? Plata says to explain everything in a way they can understand.
Given an analogy that the lawyer is like the superhero's sidekick, so that they can understand, Batman has Robin, like people have their sidekicks. And so the only sidekick that works in these scenarios is the lawyer.
These conversations Eleanor Wilson's already been having with her 6-year-old.
Now I have to coach her on her Fifth Amendment rights. My 6-year-old child, I have to coach her on that.
Y'all getting all of y'all amendments broken. Y'all about to become 3/5 of a man. You actually do look like 3/5 of a man. I'm sorry.
It breaks my heart, and we've got to do better.
And Belkis Plata tells me that if a parent finds themselves in this situation, she and her business partner will personally show up to a school free of charge and wait there until a parent arrives.
I mean, that's kind of smart. I mean, they can say both of those two things. I mean, I'm not going to speak unless I have my mother or my father here or a lawyer. So I can see that. I can get that. It's good to see brothers and sisters getting hired, though. They in there.
Tonight, a Melrose woman is warning others after she says she was the victim of a Medicare fraud.
KCCI's Ophelia Jacobson spoke with the woman about what exactly happened. Ophelia, the caller asked for her Medicare number.
Yeah, Ben and Stacy, they did, and Florine Schroeder gave it to the person on the phone because she thought they were with Medicare. It's a decision she now regrets, but a mistake she hopes no one else will make in the future.
The thing is, a lot of these older white men and women have been literally targeted by scammers. Like they try with us. That shit don't succeed unless you're a black elder and you just have no technological savviness. Like you look at technology like it's your arch nemesis. I know a lot of people that are like that. They don't got no social media, anything like that. They don't know how to type. How do you not know how to type? This computer's been around for 25 years now, at least. So you've been sitting here, and I just read that in the Bible today, stubbornness. Let me read it again. Let me go ahead and read that again, because I can't. That's the second time I've said that today. Now you ain't gonna keep having me thinking about it. Where was that at? No, it's the one before that. Excuse me, y'all. I just have to find this. There we go. I did. This was 1 Samuel chapter 15. I'll start with chapter 22. Yeah, chapter 22. And Samuel said, "Hath the Lord as great delight in burnt offerings and sacrifices, as in obeying the voice of the Lord? Behold, to obey is better than sacrifice." Wow, great glory. "And to hearken than the fat of the rams." Wow, amazing. verse 23. That's the one. For rebellion is as the sin of witchcraft, and stubbornness is as the iniquity of idolatry. 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 Because thou hast rejected the word of the Lord, he has also rejected thee from being king. Yes. And Saul said unto Samuel, I have sinned, for I have transgressed the commandment of the Lord in thy words, because I feared the people and obeyed their voice. Now therefore I pray thee, pardon my sin and turn again with me, that I may worship the Lord. See, when you get stubborn and you want to get all in your ways and think that your shit don't stink and all that stuff, you get chastised and you get told. You want to rebel and you want to be stubborn, there it go right there. Stop rebelling and stop being stubborn. Being defiant instead of compliant and listening to the Lord's word. Yeah, literally that I just said. So I'm gonna leave it at that. That's amazing. I read that this morning. Great glory. Anyways.
I've got a lot of medical coming up and I need my Medicare.
Florine Schroeder says it was a typical Tuesday morning until this happened.
I get a call from a woman and she said, is this Florine Schroeder? And I said, yes, it is.
The call was from a number she didn't recognize. Schroeder says the woman on the other end claimed to be with Medicare.
She says, let's verify your Medicare number. And so I gave her my Medicare number.
She says the woman knew all about her health history and claims she was trying to get her a brace.
And finally I said, you know what? I said, I think this is a scam.
She hung up the phone and immediately called Medicare.
I hope they give me a new number. But they've been made aware of it now, and we'll see.
The Iowa Senior Medicare Patrol says there are ways to protect yourself against Medicare fraud. The group says Medicare and other government agencies will never call you to ask for your Medicare number. They already know it, and they say you should be suspicious of anyone offering free medical equipment.
I learned too late.
Schroeder hopes her story can now be a lesson for others.
If they're asking for they say they're from your bank or they're needing your Social Security number, your Medicare, don't do it. Hang that phone up as fast as you can.
And I did reach out to Medicare to ask for more information about these types of calls. I did not hear back, but if you believe you've gotten one of these calls, you can contact Iowa Senior.
Yeah, and these scammers know exactly who to target. They know exactly who to target. You don't have to see your enemy or see your, to get at them. That's the difference about the world now. Comparison to medieval times where they used to throw cannons and gauntlets and all of that stuff. But now it's like you can literally have somebody all the way in India call you, act like they're an American and all of this other stuff, and take you for everything. This is that situation right there. If you've never seen the movie, The Beekeeper. The Beekeeper with Jason Statham and the mother from Bill Cosby Show. Damn, what's her name? I forgot. But yeah, the mother from Bill Cosby. And that was so sad. I was like, oh. As soon as the movie came on, I was like, man, see, I knew it. I knew it was going down that road. And I had to show this movie to my elders. I really showed that. I really sat down and watched this movie with my OGs because I'm like, look, y'all old ass don't know shit about these computers. And it could be an easy reason why you ain't got no money in your account because you got scammed. Sitting here over trying to talk to people from a bush in Africa. It's like, ooh, y'all finding out.
Well, new at 11, you may have spotted something in the sky tonight. 13 has now received videos from viewers across Hampton Roads. Frank sent us this video recorded from Kempsville in Virginia Beach. Here's a closer look, and Keith snapped this picture from Chesapeake. Pretty, look at that. So some have asked, what is it? Well, we can tell you around the same time, SpaceX launched its Falcon 9 rocket from Florida. So that is a rocket launch, and they're always pretty cool to see, Tim. They're beautiful.
They are, especially you can see with the tail. It's the exhaust plume from the rocket interacting with the upper levels of the atmosphere. It's getting illuminated because it's so high up, it's still actually getting reflection from the sun.
Oh, wow.
So it kind of illuminates, almost looks like a comet tail out there. And it's really, really unique. And there's several launches that we can see here usually. The Wallops up there.
I've seen one from Wallops before, which
and
is
then
nice.
we can get it with the trajectory coming out of Cape Canaveral, kind of see it here too.
Yeah,
pretty
some
cool.
nice photos, guys. Thanks so much for sending them in.
That was some subtle flirting, like if I can see some.
Really, really unique. And there's several launches that we can see here.
Oh, look at that. Look. Love is in the air. I'm just playing. No. But yeah, why was it going sideways though? Low key, was it? Yeah, why is it going sideways? Ain't it supposed to be going up? Or it's just scraping on top of the firmament? You can see these other two dots that are right there as well. It's like, are they really going up? I don't know. That looks very interesting. What? Oh, come on now. Why does it do that? Why does it do that? Why do you do that? Let me just go back. Yeah, it was just like scraping the firmament. It's like it wasn't even going. It's like going sideways.
Gathered outside the U.S. Department of Education. Sources tell CBS News the Trump administration is considering executive action that would dismantle the education.
See, and when I look at this, even with the Democratic Party, like they're already messing up already because they don't bring in any of the youth, and they bring in the youth under this old ideology of thinking that the old ways is the new ways, and the new ways is never no way. And so I don't even want to play this because I'm not even trying to get into no politics right now. But it's just like anybody who's caught up in that, you deserve it. Like anybody who, all of these people that got involved are people that look like us, all that stuff. You literally put your token in to get on, what is it like? Say if it was like Disneyland, like Space Mountain, you paid your token to get on Hell Mountain. You solicited and gave your energy. You have welcomed all of the evilness to come into your life now at this point. So that's why when I sit here and listen to brothers and sisters that even want to try to talk about politics to me, anything between church and state, I'm like running, because you are bit by the walking dead. I can sit here and tell you the truth about all of this stuff all day and all night, but you ain't gonna break your faith. You already dedicated to that team. No different from anybody finna stop being no Cowboys fan or a Muslim or a Democrat or a Republican or any of these things. You got a favorite bar of soap that you use. You got a favorite kind of apple that you. Everybody has a preference when you're picking a side. But when you don't pick the one source, oh yeah, you messed up. Church and state. You done made God jealous. So yeah, y'all all gonna find out the hard way trying to grandstand on this. I just wanted to leave it on that part because I don't even want to hear what y'all gotta say. I don't even want to get that in my vibe. I skip and I laugh at it, but right now, how I feel right now, yeah, if the story is important, cool. But we can already see that, regardless, y'all all gonna be protesting for the next 4 years over just any and everything. Everybody's gonna be bitching and moaning and bitching and moaning, and I'm just like, oh, you ain't gonna never get shit done when you just keep running your mouth and shutting up and just pick up a shovel. Just pick up a shovel. Grab those pliers. What is the middle picture? That is a lady who is dressed in Israeli army fatigue with the hat on, with the bullhorn. There's a dump truck or a bus in the back, and there's a Lady Statue of Lady Statue of Liberty, Lady Liberty, with the blood-stained Jewish flag. I mean, Israel flag. I can't read what it says on there. It says, I don't know. It's kind of marked off. I don't know if I can pull it over. Will it say something different? I don't know. They got a bunch of different. Yeah, anyway, I don't even want to see that. They all lost. They are a lost cause. I ain't even tripping on that. But yeah. Yeah, it's just weird.
It's a dilemma pitting much-needed housing for the homeless against the quality of life for Kapuna, senior residents. It's a generator powering one of those new Kauhala units in Iwilei. It's near Chinatown, but it's become an unbearable nuisance for the seniors who live next door. They reached out to KHON2 for help. Jill Kuramoto went out looking for answers.
It's supposed to be a beacon of hope, a Kauhala offering safe and stable housing for some of the state's most vulnerable. But for the seniors living right next door, it's turned into a nightmare.
It's not too bad today.
It's not on right now. At night, when it kicks on, it's loud. I can hear it on the other side of the building.
Alana Alapono in Iwilei opened in December of last year. The $6 million project is the state's 17th Kauhala. The massive generator installed to power the 43 units is supposed to be temporary. But for the elderly residents at the senior residences at Iwilei, it's an unwelcome.
That 7 is just on fire right now with these folks. They are just not, that's not a winner chicken dinner for y'all. This is the year of the snake, and you guys are crapping out. This is Hawaii. Yeah, this is Kapui or something. It sounded like a sexy version of calling vagina. I don't know. It's just like Hawaiian tropical version of vagina to me. I don't know. It just hit me that way. But no, they're in Kahului.
Neighbor.
Another bunch of young people here. We're older. And so fumes bother us a lot. And then the noise affects our sleep.
I close the window because I don't want to hear it, the constant.
The state, aware of the issue, has taken steps to address it. The contractor for the Kauhala, Homemade Hawaii, said in a statement that they built a wooden structure to cover and muffle the generator and designed it to direct noise away. As for the fumes, they say the generator is not diesel. The state's representative for the governor's homelessness team, June Yang, told us they are working with HECO on plans to connect the Kauhala to the electrical grid. But the plans have taken longer than expected, and there's no timeline on when the work will get done. The area council member is calling for patience.
I know that the governor and his team care passionately about the homeless and dealing with it. And so, I think this is one of those things where we're just going to have to get everybody to work together, and the sooner, the better.
And for residents suffering now, sooner feels like an eternity.
Move it. Move it.
Jill Kuramoto, KHON2 News, working for Hawaii.
What Hawaii? You know what? I really wanted to go to Hawaii while I was working, and my bosses were assholes, man. They were sending me everywhere else, but everywhere. But I think last year was not going to happen just because of what happened in Lahaina. But I got close to every time when I wanted to go to Puerto Rico, the hurricane happened. I wanted to go to Hawaii. It started falling apart. So they sent me to Alaska. They was like, hey, you ain't never been there? I wasn't tripping. I was like, no, let me go. And that was one, like from a natural standpoint, being outside in nature. When I was out there and it was nighttime and I was in the middle of the forest, and it was a bunch of they have a location where you can go and view the aurora borealises that happen, the northern lights. It's amazing, yo. Fairbanks is a beautiful place. The energy, the calmness, the serenity, the peace that I had, the quietness to be able to hear everything outside. It was fascinating. I was just blown away just to even be that close to the Arctic Circle, and I would have loved to have been that close to go to the North Pole, but they will restrict us out. They try to restrict us from going places. It's a reason why they don't want us going places. It truly is, y'all. So don't put it past them thinking that, oh, you can't go there because it's all wilderness and stuff. You don't know until you go and visit things. And you actually lay your eyes on it and put your boots on the ground. When you're able to do that, then you can actually call somebody and be like, hey, I'm actually here. I'm actually looking at what they do. This is still on the map. You know what I'm saying? Like you can't take the book's context. You can't take somebody else's, experience. Like, yeah, I'm telling you about my experience, but yeah, go and experience and explore shit yourself. Like, yeah, you may see something I may have not seen. I've seen a lot. I've been able to have a good idea about everything. But still, like, did I get a chance to enjoy every aspect and ounce of everything around in the world? No. But that's what $1 billion can do for you. You can be able to travel everywhere you want to go. When you got $5, that $5 is in your tank. It's going to get you down the street to the 7-Eleven.
Well, the Winterset City Administrator claims the Madison County Treasurer had a history of misappropriating funds. Amanda DeVos was arrested last Friday for theft in the 3rd degree, felonious misconduct in office, and tampering with evidence. Local 5's Alex Fulton is in studio with the new details. Alex.
Well, first off, Stephanie, this incident in Winterset is separate from the one that led to Amanda DeVos's arrest. Court records revealed she allegedly lied on government documents to avoid paying her vehicle registration fee. This case out of Winterset involves increment tax funding, or TIF funds. These are used to support developers and make public improvements. Between October 16th and January 15th, Madison County Treasurer Amanda DeVos allegedly made monthly TIF deposits to the city of Winterset. These funds, totaling about $260,000, were supposed to go to the city of Patterson, city of West Des Moines, and Madison County. Winterset City Administrator Drew Barton says on October 22nd, city officials told DeVos to remove the funds from bank accounts.
Each city in Madison County and the county at large has a different 100 series code. Winterset, for example, is 800s. So when we realized we had 600, 700, and 900 series payments on there, it was obvious to us that it was not our money.
Despite multiple written notices, no action was taken. On December 16th, Barton told the Madison County Board of Supervisors about the issue. Then on January 6th, the Winterset City Council directed Barton to notify West Des Moines, Patterson, and Madison County. About 2 weeks later, on January 21st, DeVos still had not removed the funds from the city of Winterset's bank accounts. That day, the city administrator wrote a cashier's check to Madison County to give back the misappropriated funds. Barton just recently learned that the check was picked up by DeVos at the bank that both Winterset and Madison County use.
The city of Winterset hopes that the funds that are obligated to those taxing entities are returned to those entities, and individuals that benefit from those economic development.
Damn, I'm sitting here looking at him. I'm trying to think of the animal. I'm trying to think of the animal in my head right now. I cannot think of the animal. What animal does he look like? Oh man, come on, bro. I can't get it out. I don't know. I can't get it out. I'm stuck. I'm gonna be sitting here stuck on this dude all day. It is. I'm trying not to laugh, but. Interesting thing about this is that when you're down and out and you're losing, it'll definitely show who you are. Who are you when you're losing? Who are you when you're losing and you're losing and you're losing and you suck and you suck and you suck and you're whack and you're whack and you're whack when it just ain't working. It's like, do you cross that threshold of breaking and going in the wrong direction from your moral compass? So to see these things like this happening where people are misusing the funds, I remember working at a convalescent hospital and my cousin sent me with a $200,000 check. I was broke as shit. I wasn't really broke, but it was just like school was tripping a lot of things. And it's like, I think I told told my buddy about it. He was like, man, you could be doing this, doing that. And I looked at the check when he gave it to me, and I just took that check straight to the bank. No, like I refuse. There's no honor amongst thieves, for one. And I never felt good taking something from somebody that, I mean, as I got older, obviously, as a kid, it's different. I stole from the candy house that we had. I mean, and my hand was in a cookie jar. I'm not perfect, but I'm just saying, when you get to a point in life and knowing that times are hard, and I've watched my buddies go in the store and just steal a pack of meat, and just like, man, like, I can't do that. It's like I want to earn it. I want to go work for what I got. So I don't want to. I can't, especially if it's dealing with, family and friends and even the kids and stuff like that. How dare you? But to see those type of things, that's your reputation. Your presentation is your best representation. And if that's your representation, you're going to be able to see you're going to see the end result of your reputation. And so to see these things happen with people who they're that weak, them 7 deadly sins. That should have called you all day, all night, and just be banging on your door. You're just like, oh, I got to do it. Oh, I got kids to feed. Everybody got to find some feeble reason to try to, grandstand and virtuously justify their reason to do what they do. It's like, nah, you've always been that way. You've always probably been doing it the whole time. But now you're seeing it. You can't get away with your crimes no more. You can't get away with your crimes no more. So yeah, this is American crime.
Development Fund will soon receive their payment.
Exactly. Thank you. I was thinking of tree sloth. Thank you. I didn't even see it. I was trying to say it, but I couldn't see it. I seen it, but I couldn't say it. I mean, yeah. Thank you.
Now, Barden says that wasn't the first time Winterset received
This Jimmy Neutron face ass, he whipped his neck back and forth. I whipped my neck. I whipped my head back and forth. He whipped his head back and forth so gingerly. I just caught that real quick. I happened to glance and see it. Hold on.
Now, Barden says that wasn't the first time Winterset received misappropriated funds. On October 13th, 2023, DeVos allegedly deposited nearly $96,000 again in TIF funds.
Man, these people they super bold. Brothers, sister do something like that. Like, man, I'm about to 25 to life. I'm
Cheryl and Rob, fire officials say the cause is under investigation. However, we spoke with a woman who says the fire started in her apartment. She told us that she was cooking dinner for her family, took her eyes off the stove for a second, and in that second, a fire erupted and spread fast. Tatiana Moore had.
You ain't never supposed to leave the stove when you're cooking.
Dinner cooking on the stove for her 2 children.
I took my outfit for 1 second, and next thing I know, it's a fire.
The flame.
I'm not even going to watch that because I'm just like, really? That's just cooking number one. That's cooking 101. You don't put the handle out and you always watch the food. You don't go walk away from it. If you got to go take a shit, put it on simmer or turn it all the way off. If it's in the oven, it's a different story. But if you cook it on a stove, you don't leave that food. Even if it's in the oven, you don't leave it. You need to get you a timer. But even with that, like, things are catching. Yeah, his face is definitely the definition of gingerly. Let me get to this. Yeah, I realized I got so many videos.
Des Moines man convicted in a homicide by vehicle while intoxicated will now spend more than 2 decades in prison. Andy Cardenas pleaded guilty to the crash. It happened on Southeast 5th Street on the city's south side back in June of last year when he hit Jose Clark with his pickup truck. Cardenas faced 6 charges at the time, including homicide by motor vehicle. He was sentenced late last month to 25 years.
He was really trying to murder that man. You took all the bark off of that tree, and look at the car got smashed. That's wrath. That's wrath, man. The amount of emotional wrath and emotional instability the folks got right now. That's why it's good to be just to yourself, quiet, doing you. Like, get away from all this, man. Get away. Just stay to yourself. Man, they doing it. They doing the most right now with it. Ain't no getting away from it right now. They caught in that loop and they doing it to themselves. Oh, let me make sure all here. Let me make sure. That's that. That's that. That's that. That's that. Let me make sure. Matter of fact, I'm gonna leave it on that. We had 3 hours. So it's late night right now. We're gonna cut it short because I got hundreds. I got dozens of videos, and I got enough to start for tomorrow. So I ain't even got to worry about tomorrow. I'll just set up tomorrow's show ready. It's gonna be right and ready, fresh out the oven. And the ones that I got to, these are awesome. That's why I didn't even want to touch them yet, because it's like, let me wait till, because we still got our East Coast family. So it's like 1 o'clock over there. So I appreciate the folks that are up and tuned in. My Twitter X people, man, y'all show up, y'all show out. I love y'all, man. I appreciate y'all. So, and appreciate the beloved sisters tapping in. Appreciate your beloved sister. And we're gonna pick it up tomorrow. We're gonna pick it up tomorrow. We're gonna keep it rolling.